Jewellery Maker! She's back. She's back in the studios after a very nice rested weekend. I hope you did too. I hope you enjoyed, not weekend, sorry, Monday, Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed the clearance, by the way. I certainly did. I tell you what, I did say that I was going to have a little lie down after that, and I certainly did. Certainly did. Lovely to be back with you though. I've got a crammed packed show full of loads of new launches. I know Rob's been speaking to you about it on Facebook. He's very excited about the gemstones that we've got coming your way. And we've been desperately trying to recall if we have ever bought one specific gemstone to you at all, and that is your bloodstone. Now, if you've never seen bloodstone previously before, totally and utterly natural. It is a type of jasper which has got a sort of a bluish green colouring, then wonderful speckles of vibrant red. One of the most amazing opportunities, 750 carats of all wonderful cabochons coming up at the end of this hour, so not long to wait. But before we go any further, I'll give you a little sneaky peek of those, but before we go any further, I should introduce this lovely lady. It's been a while. It's the lovely Nadja, everybody.
Morning.
How are you,
Fine.
macrame queen goddess?
Oh my goodness, I'm very honoured. Fine, thank you. And yourself?
Yes, very, very. Well, she is, isn't she, Rob? She is the macrame goddess. And that's why we have, in today's show, T-pins.
Oh, yay.
Back in stock, and macrame boards. Tons of Eslon, loads of threading material. You know, if we hear that we've got Nadja coming into the studio, then obviously we're going to make sure it is shoehorned full of macrame products for you as well. And we are going to treat you to a couple of these sunstones so you can actually have a little play with those. Shall I show you first? Because I don't think we've ever actually brought these before. They are just stunning. Let me know if you've seen them. Text us in. Send us a text message. I'd love to know what you've actually done with them. I'm going to deliberately pick up one which is a little bit more blue and one which is a little bit more green, because that is their natural sort of body colour, I suppose. And then you've got amazing speckles steeped in history. Here's two examples. I'll talk to you some more about the sort of the ancient beliefs, etc. Aren't they stunning? They're like a galaxy. Don't you think that this one in particular looks like a galaxy? Wow. Very, very excited. Do send us a text at 60777. Start your text with JM Studio. And have you seen bloodstone on Jewellery Maker before? I don't think we've done it. And we were looking through all the archives, and I've not. We couldn't find anything. I mean, we've been established for 5 years. Maybe at the very, 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 very beginning. But I've not seen it. Anyway, do you know what else we've got? Brand new launches. A new strand of tanzanite. 35 carats. They're plain rondelles, which is really exciting. Huge amount of pinks coming through. A really effortless graduation, and you're not going to believe the tanzanite deal that we've got. It's guaranteed at under £20. That's an incredible price point. This is coming up at 10 to 11, so not long to wait for that. We've also got some of the most amazing emeralds, which again, I don't think we've brought you in this shape or in this size before. They're 7mm plain rounds. Aren't they stunning? Do you know what I love about this? And I'm sure Nadja will agree, is that it's more of a pastel-y.
Very much. I was looking at that. I was actually not sure what stone it was, because I also haven't seen them in rounds at all.
No.
So it's quite nice to have them in that shape.
They're more leaning towards your sort of Colombian emerald green, because they've got the, you know, it's not really dark like Zambian would be. It's paler, but it's got that definite distinction of colour. Coming your way, brand new launch. This is at 11:30 this morning. So I've just shown you 3 of many big exciting opportunities. There is so much. Shall we get cracking? I'm going to start with talking about gemstones that are steeped in history, in antiquity rather. This gemstone most certainly is that. In certain locations around the world, we'll prize it and celebrate it and value it similar to that of a diamond. Since I work here at Jewellery Maker, and since I came back here to Jewellery Maker in September, I'd never actually seen it in other colours other than the natural colour. I adore it when it's actually been influenced to a dye, because it only actually enhances the chatoyancy of the gemstones. So that wonderful movement that you get from the tiny inclusions, fabulous chatoyance. In fact, some of the most rich and abundant tiger's eye that I've ever seen. I mean, just look at this glow here. And that's, I'm pointing to this one in particular, just because the light happens to be shining on it, you could, if you singled out any of them, you'll see that same energy. It's an electric blue, but then the movement which comes from this wonderful Phenomena gemstone. Starters we mean to go on, obviously, and that's with outstanding deals. This is Brazilian, straight down to £6.95. I mean, we're not in the clearance anymore, strictly speaking. However, that is surely a clearance price point. Stay where you are on those phone lines and keep on dialing through while I just try and find you. My tablet's just having a little moment. Bear with me. 0800 644 655. Lovely to have your company. I mean, look at that gorgeous energy of colour. The wonderful thing about this type of blue, that's more of an electric blue, I think, rather than a navy blue, is that it's perfect for all seasons, all skin types, all hair types, all occasions. Do you agree, Nadja?
Absolutely, and such a nice navy dark blue. I think it's really nice. I think some white pearls would go really well with it. It would go
amazing with it. But the chatoyancy that you get, the movement that you actually get across this gemstone is almost like a lightning bolt of electric blue coming through. £6.95 only for wonderful examples, and like I said, lovely to see it in the teardrops. Amazing to see it in the teardrops. Stay where you are on those phone lines, and do check out as soon as you possibly can on the web. I need to move on in the essence of time. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Okay, moving on to... Right. Back in stock. Listen. This wonderful bit of kit, some people might look at and go, Mike, what's that? And what do you use that for? It's actually a really, really practical tool, and whenever we stock it, it sells out. This is what we call, this is our necklace size, and I do have the bracelet one as well coming your way. Now, it comes flat. We have loads of requests for this. Comes flat, obviously, and it just literally sticks down the centre here. If I show you the front firstly, you can see all the different measurements, and it's in centimetres there. So fantastic if you're doing your talk necklaces, or any necklaces for that matter, and you have got a diameter. For example, we're not all built the same, are we? We're not all the same size and shape, etc. Some people have more slender necklines, some more substantial, I suppose, so you need to actually cater for your audience. For example, my little niece is not going to take the same size necklace as I am. She's not. So this is perfect for individual commissions, and also great for actually making on. Nadja, do you have one of these?
Yes, when it came on I had to buy it. I use it all the time because often if I make several pieces that are the same, I want them to be the same size, and once I'm finished or while I'm working on them, I just place it on it and see what size they are. So.
There we go. And also, I mean, multifunctional, I think, straight away, because you can also put, there's nothing stopping you putting a bit of a cloth over it, and then if you do want to do your fetes or your fairs, or your parties, whichever it might be, it can be used then as a form of displays too, can't it? And it goes right the way up to a 27 is that centimetre? Yeah, 27 inch, which is 68.6 centimetres, which is, you know, sort of bust length. Honouring the launch price, we do actually outsource this from Beadsmith themselves, so you can be assured of quality. They are, without shadow of a doubt, a top brand in this industry. £8.95 only, and it's not just paper. I don't know if you can see that. It is actually quite toughened, quite structured in itself. So, you know, it's there for longevity. This is how it actually comes, by the way, stretched out, and then you obviously put it together with the instructions that are on the back like this. The other benefit, and again you can see it on this picture here, if you wanted to do a 3-tier neckline piece like so, it'll assist you to make sure you have that separation perfect. I mean, you'd really struggle to do that. I'm positioning the beads as it says just there. You'd really struggle to do that without one of these as a guide, shall we say. Some of you might not, but I personally would. Moving on though, shall we bring you the bracelet sizer? I think it makes sense, doesn't it? Woo, woo. Pinging things everywhere. Right, here we go. This is how it comes. So show you how it comes, and then it attaches like, I'll do it on air. Do it literally on air as we speak. So, there we go. So, This is the same gadget, same tool, but in the bracelets. This is more recent, however. We haven't had this for as long as we had the neckline piece. And I'm actually going to suggest that probably, particularly with your bracelets, you really do need the multiple different sizes. Because if you think about it, from your christening bracelets to your adult bracelets and your gents jewellery as well. Obviously, you've got the real full range here, haven't you? Going up to 12.5 inches, which is 31.8 centimetres in total. So again, you can actually take the actual piece of jewellery that you're making, your beading thread, whatever elastic or monofilament that you might be using, your wire if you wish, or some people use length of string as a template.
All right.
And then go on from that. Have you got any other tips with this? I mean, again, I'm assuming, Nadja, you've got the bracelet one if you've got the bracelet, if you've got the necklace.
Yeah, but the bracelet one I use actually every time I make a bracelet, especially for the stretchies, because you want to make sure that you've got the right size.
Yeah.
And every time I make one, excuse me, I use that. Yeah.
I think it's an alternative to a mandrel, but a mandrel hasn't got the measurements on, has it?
Well, that's the useful thing, because I mean, often I used to make it too small.
Yeah.
For my wrist quite small, so when I want to sell my pieces, and it's too small.
Which on a stretchy bracelet, for example, you're going to notice, aren't you? Because actually, I mean, it's fine, it'll fit because it's a stretchy, but you don't really ideally want to have that elastic showing through, do you? Yeah. So this would prevent all of that. And of course, it's professional if you can make those variations and you can make it custom. Now, let's bring that price tag in for you. $6.95. So $8.95 for the necklace piece and $6.95 for the bracelet sizer as well. You really can't go wrong. They are so incredibly useful. Again, it's great for your beading, for your wire work, for any medium basically. Great for your cuffs, if you work with polymer clay, etc, etc. I mean, it's just, I don't think there is a single medium in Jewellery Maker where you can't use one of these. And similarly with the bracelet as well. If you're just starting off in Jewellery Maker as well, this is a fantastic tool. Fantastic tool, and one really that I would suggest as one of your basic essentials, really, because whilst you can definitely do without it, it's one of those things that if you've got, you don't want to do without. Loads of customers agreeing with me. This is just a handful of our jewellery makers who have made those confirmations with me on the web and also on the phone lines. Lovely to have your company this morning. Do stay where you are. See, benefits to getting up bright and early. You see products that we don't get to bring you every single day, and products that always notoriously sell out. Now, like I said, Beadsmith, we go to Beadsmith, and it's one of the companies, or one of the few companies that we actually source from because of the quality of their products. Well done to each and every single one of you. Right, I'll collapse that down again. Should we go over to our kit? I think we should. Now, this is right up my street. And can I just say, all of Nadja's jewellery I've really got my eye on. But then I always do, to be honest. I mean, always do. Should we take a wander over? Angel Delight. I don't think this could be more aptly named. I haven't had Angel Delight in ages. Totally got to have Angel Delight tonight. Rob's just saying, are you having cravings, Elle? I did the other day ask Tom to go to supermarket to pick up some lemon fool. He was like, pardon? It's a kind of moussey, yoghurty type thing. Please, can you pick up quite a few pots of lemon fool? He was like, okay. I've never asked for that before in my life, but I enjoyed it. I really did. Anyway, should we take a wander over? Now I'm thinking I want some Angel Delight.
I don't even know what that is.
Nadja.
Sorry.
Nadja's never had Angel Delight.
Maybe I have, I just don't know what it's called.
It's like kind of I mean, it is just powdered stuff which you mix with milk and then leave it in the fridge.
Is it like a jelly type?
Kind of thing, yeah. And you leave it in the fridge to set, and that is the longest waiting time ever. Waiting for your Angel Delight to set. You're like that, oh gosh, when's it ready? And you go and give it a little wiggle and it's not, the outside bit set but not in the middle. Frustrating that. I'll make you some Angel Delight.
Oh, right.
Honestly, it'll be a challenge because that's, no, it's not really, is it? Anyway.
be for me.
It is. I'm gonna have to move this one piece over for a second, just to show you this stunning kit. Now, Angel Delight couldn't be more appropriately named. I'm going to start with the Eslon, which is, of course, Nadja's absolute forte. I did say you're the micro macrame queen. You've got 70 metres in each of these. Lovely colours.
Yeah, the colours were amazing when I got the kit.
Really amazing colours. So you've got pink, coral, and the silver. 70 metres each, and they're all the 0.4 gauge, which is absolutely fantastic. And they all work, don't they? So perfectly together, but also beautifully with the gemstones as well. Love that colour combination. I think it's going to be absolutely the colour palette of 2016. Well, we already know that. I'm not going to state the obvious. But let's move on. Where do I go from here? Your silver-plated hook clasps, which are exactly as they are described, shall we say. You've kind of got a cone, like a Wags Y cone on one end and then a hook on the other. So great for finishing your pieces off. You get a pack of 3 in total. So that's the hook and also the connector, so that you can actually use. But also I've seen guest designers use these as individual bails, in actual fact, or design features in their actual pieces, maybe on the bias. Look beautiful like so. But very rarely do we get to bring you this kind of hook. More frequently it tends to be sort of a bell caps. So these are more of a shepherd's hook, aren't they? Which I absolutely love. Move on to the gemstone though, because we're still not done. Where do we start from here? Natural pink opal in a very unusual shape.
Squares. Yeah, they were nice.
They're stunning, aren't they? Rectangles, 7x4 to 9x5 millimetres, so there is an ever so slight graduation. Aren't they beautiful? So gorgeously feminine. I love the fact that you've got this slight texturing within the opal as well. So some which have got more of a peachy hue, morganite-ish tones coming through. Some which have got a slight blush of beige, absolutely stunning and totally and utterly natural. To be bringing pink opal in a kit is very, very exciting. But we're still not nearly done. I've also got the most amazing pearls, which I absolutely love. Real prominence of pinks in the pearl essence. These are a baroque shape, so quite organic. And they are 7x9. You'll have crevices and angles and turns and curves within the gemstones themselves that really do capture and play with the light, which is only going to enhance the pinks within your Eslon that you have got here. But we're still not done. You've got loads more to bring you. A substantial carat weight of amazing cabochons in your rose quartz. And I'm not going to pick every single one of these up because I'll be here all day, but let's just pick up the first 2 that come to me. So how many carats, sorry? 600. Did I say 100? I beg your pardon. 600 carats of perfect rose quartz. And when it comes to rose quartz, you don't want it to be white or pale or insipid. You want it to have that definite baby pink. Absolutely stunning. And again, if I hold these right next to all of the other wonderful gemstones that you're getting, the pearls, the opals, the Eslons that you've got, you can see they just work absolutely incredibly against one another. And of course, your silver-plated hook clasps, which I don't get to bring you every single day. It is Angel Delight. It is, isn't it? It's a girly feast.
Right. Well, the cabochons especially when I unpacked them, because they're just the perfect colour, the perfect size. Yeah. Really liked working with them. And the thickness is great because the frame, when you make a macrame frame, for me anyway, even for wire wrapping, they're really nice to work with. So. Yeah, you do. Yeah, so great for anchoring onto and supporting around, which obviously jewellery makers you'll be thinking about right now. Should be £40 and 65 pence. This kit is going to absolutely fly. I mean, for the fact that you have got the gemstone of 2016, or certainly one of with your rose quartz.
pink opal, natural pink opal, which is exceedingly rare, beautiful pearls, all of those Eslons. I mean, we're talking products which are absolutely adored by our jewellery makers. And this morning, £27.95 only. I mean, I'd pay that for the rose quartz. I'd pay that for the opal, without shadow of a doubt. And I know that if I speak to, I've probably asked you this a ton of times, Nadja, so forgive me for sounding like a broken record. But if I asked Sarah Elvin about, who, by the way, thinking of you, my darling, this Eslon in particular, if we were actually to outsource it, firstly you'll find it difficult to get hold of the colours, but you can pay about £10 per spool, is that right?
They're very expensive, as I said. I mean, buying just 2 spools can cost you a fortune.
Yeah.
Just, you know, postage, packaging would really be quite expensive, so they're quite affordable from here.
Well, let's take a wander over to our Nadja, because on that basis, I mean, these are very Eslon heavy, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah.
Certainly very carat heavy, because the kit generally is. I love the fact that this piece, you've just used one of your cabochons, haven't you?
Yes.
I'll take a wander over to the lovely Nadja, because well, you're obviously going to do some designer inspiration, some tutorials for us, but you've also done some lovely beading here.
Yeah, so just threaded on some pearls with the opal and then used a few things that I had in the findings kit. Yeah, it looks quite nicely, and that was really quick to make, about 5 minutes or so.
That's the beauty of this kit, is and Pip makes our kits for us here at Jewellery Maker, and he, if you've ever met Pip or seen Pip, he's very fashion forward. You know, he's what I would describe as a real dude. You know, he's really, he always looks lovely, always dresses nice and everything. You were going to call him a what? A maverick. Some of the shirts. Yeah, he does wear some interesting shirts, but he carries them off. Anyway, what I was saying is he is very fashion forward, and he's got a real eye for colour and design and putting things together. So if you're new to Jewellery Maker and jewellery making, he's done the work for you. I mean, how incredible is that, Nadja?
Yeah, I must say, I've never had a kit that didn't work together when I got them from him, so really, the colours always work really well.
Can that mysteriously get lost? That pendant? Oh, straight away I hear a no. That's amazing, Nadja.
Oh,
that's absolutely stunning. I'm just thinking that on, like you've got a longer length, that'd be the focal piece, absolutely incredible. Similarly, I mean, a lot of people are thinking, right, micro macrame looks very, very complex. I suppose it is quite advanced, but it can be for beginners and also intermediates, etc. What is it you're going to demonstrate for us?
I'm thinking, because we're doing cabochons, I was going to show you how to wrap a cabochon. It's a very simple sort of design, this one, so I'm going to show you that.
You always say that, simple, and I always go, yeah.
Wow.
But okay, let's roll with that. If you're saying simple and you think even I can do it, then marvellous.
Right. Okay, can I bring it over?
Of course you can. Shall I pass it to you?
Thank you.
There we are, my lovely.
So I can point while I'm doing it. Okay, so to create this, what we're going to do first is obviously create the bezel that goes around a stone. Okay, and to do that, we're going to tie a series of square knots around 2 center cords, which are these ones here. So for the center cords, you can take any lengths, probably about, how long is that? About 20 inches or so. And then you'd take the other cords. Now for the bezel itself, you need about 4 pink cords and 4 grey cords of about 150 centimeters. And you take everything and tie an overhand knot, leaving a good length at the end, probably about, how long is that? About 20 centimeters. And then tie an overhand knot just to keep everything in place.
Just a normal knot?
Just a normal knot, because at the end we're going to be releasing it to carry a knotting, just so that we have everything in one place and it doesn't shift.
Okay.
And then we would just tack that into the board quite tightly. If you
now we do have a macrame board coming up later on in the morning, so it's coming up with the next designer inspiration, so with the T-pins. So if you're thinking, I want one of those.
Or the T-pins.
Yes.
The macrame board. Yeah,
they're coming up in the next designer inspiration, so hold that thought.
I don't know if this is up too much at the top. There we go. And then I'm just going to use a pin to go through the knot to hold it down. like so.
Using the T-pins?
Yep.
This is what we're describing?
Right, and then for the center cords, I've used just 2 bright pink ones so that you can see the difference. I'm just going to set these aside, and these ones are going to be the core cords we're going to be attaching to. And I'm going to anchor these into the macrame board quite tightly as well, so that it's nice and tense. And then what we need to do is separate out 2 pink ones on the left, 2 pink ones on the right, and do the same on the other side with the greys, if I can get them through. There we go. Right, so what we need to do first, now we've got all of our cords in line, I'm just going to bring one over that I have already made so you can see. Oh, this is, I'm sorry about all of the cords. Now we need to be tying this sort of pattern here with 1 grey cord coming out towards the side, okay? So first of all we need to tie 1 square knot, and to tie this, take the left-hand set of cords, fold it over in the shape of a 4, and then bring the right-hand set of cords over, and then bring it underneath and through that loop on the left, like so.
Okay.
Right. So this is the first one, and then to complete the knot, you would come back from the other side, do a reverse 4, and then bring the left-hand cords through from underneath.
So this is quite a standard macrame knot.
So, yeah.
You can do this with just 1 cord. You can do it with multiple cords like Nadja is right now,
Yes.
which really builds up quickly, doesn't it?
It does,
really progressive.
yeah. I've used multiple cords to make a thicker bezel. You could obviously make it with as many cords as you like, but it really helps if you make this a bit broader, just to sit around the edge of the cabochon.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can use many more if you like, or just 1 or 2. All right, so now I've created the very first knot. This is to keep everything in place, and then what you do is set aside 2 of the grey cords. These will then be, I don't know if you can see that. Where are my pins? This will then be that section that sits apart where that cord will go through. All right. So set this aside, and what we need to do is tie 3 square knots with the remaining 3 cords on either side. So I'm just going to be doing quickly 3 knots. So it's exactly the same procedure. You'd go from left to right, repeat on the other side, bring it through, and this is 1, 2.
Wonderful. So whilst Nadja is actually progressing, because it is that same stitch over and over and over again, is there any cords that, other than your Eslon, because it always sells out, so I'm kind of giving everybody an opportunity to get multiples of, also thinking that if you're just starting, then because this cord is that little bit thicker, it's going to progress a lot bigger. I want to show you the hemp cord. Would this work?
Oh, perfect. And this is great for, I think, the men's macrame, which is coming up in the next clip.
Yes.
So this is really, really nice. And I think it's a really great cord for beginners as well, just because it's got a thicker diameter. It's great for practicing, and the knots sit really tightly when you work.
Yeah,
with
the
that.
natural fibres, I suppose, don't they? Actually, sort of anchor on. They're 1mm in gauge, and you are actually getting 4 colours in a pack, and you're getting how many packs? 3 packs, 3 packs of your natural colours. Yeah, absolutely great for him and for her, to be honest. I mean, these are really, really popular colours. Should be coming your way. I mean, that's an incredible price, $8.85. However, introductory deal for those that haven't worked with it before. Well, do you know what? It's an introductory deal for everybody. $4.95. It's a steal of a deal. I mean, you can't buy a metre of certain cords for that price tag. I mean, it's going to give you, it's 1mm gauge, and there is 9 metres on every single one of these. 27 metres in total. Oh, I beg your pardon, what am I talking about? No, because there's 4 of each. So, 36 per pack, which is then equating to 108 metres.
That's a lot of cord.
That's a lot of cord, isn't it? When you think about it that way, That's a lot of cord, and because it's that thicker gauge as well, it's going to build up that bit quicker. So, average length that you'll need for a macrame bracelet?
It just depends what you're making. If it's more cord heavy, you need more. For instance, if you make a very simple square knot bracelet like this, what we're making here, which is great with that cord, probably need about 750 of each length, millimeters.
750 millimeters.
750 millimeters of each length, and you could probably use 4 cords of that. So how much is that? 750 times 4.
Hang on, you're talking
early in the
seven.
morning.
Yeah, it is too early. You're thinking 75 meters then?
No, 750
Centimeters. Centimeters, I beg your pardon. Gosh,
I always work in millimeters.
Way too early.
So
Right.
75 centimeters
milliliters.
per length, cord length, and you would need
You've got
about
more
4.
than enough.
Definitely.
Let's just put it that way, shall we?
that's right.
You'll forgive
It's,
me, but I'm not good at maths at the best of times, let alone first thing in the morning. You've got more than enough here, $4.95 only. And again, great for wish bracelets. I'll leave those with you, and we'll get back to the lovely Nadja, who can, I can't even speak, look, Nadja now, who's going to show you some more of her demonstration.
All right, okay. So, once you have created the 3 knots following, what we need to do is now bring that grey cord down to create that sort of sections that comes out the side.
Yeah, kind of, that's where you're actually holding the gemstone secure, aren't you?
You're going to feed a cord through these sections here. So you need to create like an empty space for the cord to go in, all right? So what you need to do is take the cord, start with the cord on the right, and we have to create a lark's head knot and attach it to the cords that are coming out of here. So to do this, on the right hand side, you would go in a clockwise motion through the loop, pull that tight, make sure that this is nice and tight, because they need to be as even as possible so that the spacing is exactly the same, because if one cord is looser than the other, then it won't look even.
Okay.
Right, so sorry, you go clockwise first through the loop, and then to complete the knot you would go again clockwise and then through the loop. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong way. I'm going to start again, sorry, it really is too early in the morning.
That's all right. Don't worry, Nadja. Live television, it happens. Listen, you were up very early.
I'm going to do it again. So you go clockwise through the loop. It's when I do it slowly, it's because normally I do it fast and then it's kind of automatic. And to complete the knot, you would go anti-clockwise over and through the loop.
So just a normal knot, but one's clockwise and one's anti-clockwise.
Yes, so that is now creating a nice...
If we can just show that little bit there, can you see? If we pull it out there, can you see that?
So that attaches the grey cord to the set of cords coming out of here, all right?
Yeah.
So to do the same thing on the other side, the procedure, goodness me, is a bit different. It's exactly the same knot, but because we're knotting from left to right, you would come first in a clockwise motion through the loop. Okay, pull it out towards the left, pull that tight, nice and tight to make sure it's the same tension as on the other side. Bring it down from underneath and then through the loop again. And this creates exactly the same, just a mirror image of what we have on the right. So you can see here that it's exactly the same.
Just an idea, because we've got the launch of that sunstone coming your way. That hemp cord would look amazing with the sunstone. Sorry, bloodstone.
Yes.
What am I talking about? Sorry, because I've never said it before on air.
Bloodstone.
Wouldn't it look amazing? Can I just show you that? Because it's just literally caught my eye. Doesn't that go amazing together?
Oh, wow, perfect colours. And it looks quite green now that I see it up
Yeah,
close.
well, it's natural, and bloodstone is like a type of jasper. So look at that for a combination. This is coming up in about 15 minutes, by the way.
You'd be so quick tying a bezel with that cord because it's nice and thick. So you'd have really nice looking tidy knots as well and work really well with that.
There we go. Yeah. So just to give you a little bit of a heads up, that's coming up and it'll look amazing with that hemp cord. Okay, so you've done the 2 exterior loops.
Yeah. So basically from now on what it is, it's just a repetition, okay? So now you would make another 3 square knots. So again, it's the shape of a 4 on the left-hand side.
And count through.
Cords.
So normal macrame,
Yeah.
Normal macrame. Okay, whilst Nadja is building that, we're going to squeeze in a couple of items for you here. Starting with your Zari thread. I love these. It's quite similar to a wire mesh. So absolutely great so if those of you that aren't confident with your wire cabochon wrapping or anything like that, like myself, this is a great alternative because you can really pull it out and create structure. And you're getting 6 of the spools rather, 10 meters each. You're getting bronze, gold, antique copper, rose gold, another gold, and also a silver. I've just grabbed hold of the rose gold and just to show you how it can actually be pulled out and manipulated. And also, I forget which guest designer actually did it, but if you don't like that, by the way, you can just pull it back. It kind of reforms itself. But I forget which guest designer it was, but kind of bent it round and actually secured it and made it more, stiffened it with some PVA glue and actually wrapped a cabochon, or wrapped it round a cabochon like this, and it's one of the most professional looking pieces of jewellery that I've ever seen. Should be £21.90. Should we swap that 2 in 1 around, Rob says. Rob's producing me today, which is a nice treat this morning. How about £12.95? £12.90, that's a lot of Zari ribbon, isn't it?
For all of these?
For all of these, £12.95. And if you think about it, I'm just going to use, I'm not saying this is the best colour combination, but look, each one, if you did one cabochon like so, I mean, look at that. Look how high-end that is. That's looking about £2.15 per reel. Do you see what I mean? It's a great way of actually securing your cabochons without using wire and even your threading material. Sorry, Nadja, not everybody.
No, definitely.
If you're thinking, I don't know if I'd be able to do the micro macrame or anything like that, this is a great alternative, a great way of using your gemstones as well. Fabulous. Well done to each and every single one of you. Do stay on those phone lines. So how are you doing?
Right, so I'm just going to feed this one through quickly and I'm going to show you how to do that. Right.
You're doing a little bit of sewing here.
Yes.
I did mention that Rob's producing this morning. Kim's off on holiday at the moment. So, yeah, we've got Rob in a hot seat right now. I was reading the other day, Rob, that you've got a lot of female fans. Yeah. You do on our Facebook page. There was a lot of, because I was thinking, God, he gets so embarrassed by that. He's blushing now. I can see him now. He's kind of doing this. Go. Can you see him rocking around his chair? Anyway, hiding himself away. So literally you've progressed with what, 3 knots?
Yes, so what you would have done is 3 knots in between each and then we'll attach the grey cord. Now when you're tying these 3 knots, make sure that you don't include that grey cord because you need to set it loosely.
Keep it separate.
So once you've done that, you will obviously check that, you know, this wrap that you're making fits around a stone. Maybe on occasion you'll have to add a knot on either end just to make sure that it fits around a stone. Just make sure that it's equal on what you have got left and right. So once you've done that, you need to take cords and feed that through the sections that you have created here. So what I've used for that is just a normal, I think this is called a stitching needle, not really sure.
It's a big thick needle, yeah, that's what I would call it.
It's a big thick needle as well. Okay, so then what you would do is thread on one of the grey cords that we have. You can again choose any colour that you like. And then just simply sort of weave in and out from top to bottom each time through those little grey sections that we have just created. And do that on either side. So I'm just going to go through. Okay, that's it. So now I've got the cord fed onto, I'm just going to try and get out, there we go. So this is now the sections that will make this sort of inside area, okay? So then what you would do is take the stone, set it aside. I'm going to use a pin to hold this in place.
We've got them. We've got them. Do you know how seldom I get to say that? And you're always requesting TPs. TPs?
TPs. A teepee. Let's go on holiday in a teepee.
It'd be good if we sold them, wouldn't it? T-pins, rather. T-beads, T-pins even.
I'm just going to try and get these 2 cords that we've used, set them aside.
So you separated the silver colour?
Yes. So what I'm going to do is just tie this shut momentarily so that I can attach the cord. I'm just going to tuck this in here. And then what you need to do is just tie a couple of knots, which you're going to release at a later stage, just so that we can then attach the cord. So you just use a simple square knot, just like before. So that's one. Just make sure that it is nicely centered. And again, this just helps to keep the shape while you are actually setting the cabochon in.
I love how you say cabochon, by the way. I've noticed that before.
How do I say cabochon? I suppose because I lived in France for a while.
You can hear this, yeah, the French accent.
Maybe it's also because I've got flu and I sound pretty nasal.
Oh,
I got the JM flu.
You didn't tell me that, did you?
Sorry. It's already gone now. So.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You're worth the risk.
Oh.
You're worth the risk, Nadja.
Right, so sorry, I've tied this shut. So now you've set this, we're going to take the cabochon and sit it in the middle and use pins. Sorry, now that I've said it, I need to just quickly.
That's okay, don't worry, not a problem.
There we go. It's because we're talking about things like that. Okay, then just use your pins to hold this in place. Now the fun bit.
Oh, I like the look of this. It's like putting a bonnet on or a hat where you just pull the strings underneath the chin.
You just pull the strings. Probably going to have to be gentle, and I hope it's not going to.
Do you want me to hold the board?
Yeah, thank you. So just pull that tight. Obviously, it doesn't look right now because, again,
it looks like a little baby wearing a bonnet.
So then you would just pull that and pull that shut. You might have to adjust the knot later on. You just pull them on both sides. I'm just going to pull, put my finger over it. Don't worry if it doesn't look right just yet. It's a little bit fiddly. So then you have it set on one side, release it, and then just turn the whole thing over. Now the stone won't fall out because you've pulled. And use your pins, hold it down.
See, the T-pins are essential for this, really,
well, yeah,
aren't they?
normally I would use the T-pins for this, just using that. So now I have to just find that cord that I have used.
I've never seen this done before, and I think it's the first time I've actually seen a cabochon actually encased like so. And it looks wonderful.
Yeah, it's a bit fiddly, but... Oh dear, thank you.
Shall I go that way? Was that easier?
That's better.
So there we are. You can even rope somebody in. Just put your finger there.
That's great.
Make yourself useful.
So then that's the one other side done as well. Okay, so that's it. So you would then release everything. I'm just going to thank you. Turn it over. Just adjust the knots there, and then I don't know. Do we still have time to finish the one section? What you would do is then obviously bring this up.
We've got time. If you can talk through it. Sorry, we are running out of time. Sorry about that, everybody.
No.
Don't forget, Nadja will upload lots of pictures on Facebook.
Yeah.
So you can actually see these. Oh gosh, that looks amazing.
So basically, it's really easy. Again, you would just bring this up. Little tip I can quickly give you is these 2 cords that you have. Okay, make a little tiny knot in the end, like so, so that once they're pulled through, you can pull them. You can find them here, and adjust the look by pulling them through. So
you can single out those ones that you've just done the anchoring with of the cabochon.
Yes. So you would then just tie a row of square knots, pull that, turn it over, and then just simply use 2 grey cords and tie some square knots with all of them together. I don't know if you can see that well. Yeah, that makes a thicker section here. You would tie them off. Cut off the cords at the bottom. You put a bit of glue on them, and that's all you would do with that, and that's it.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. I only wish we had more time. As always, Nadja, your demonstrations are wonderful, as are your pieces of jewellery. Thank you so much, my lovely. Now we'll be back with Nadja with the T-pins, with the, almost said it again, with the macrame board, and we've got a wonderful kit, perfect for him and for her. Won't be a second. I'm going to wander this way though. Let's take a peruse, because we are launching moments away from your blunt bloodstone. It's about 5 minutes time until I bring it to you. But before that, let's bring you, oh, once I get on the chair. Ah, there we go. Number what, sorry? Oh, I've never seen these before. All of your head pin collection, you've got all of the colours. These are amazing. Look, you've got silver, rose gold, yellow gold, and also your bronze colours. 400 pieces in a box with the storage, obviously, which is absolutely invaluable. We all know that. They're the ball head pins, so they've got that lovely feature and detail. In terms of length, they are 50 millimetres, so very, very substantial. And again, the actual packaging alone is invaluable for these. I've never brought these before, and I love them. Oh, get back in there, you. Get back in there. Apparently they're quite recent. They're a recent launch that we had here at Jewellery Maker. I've never seen them, and I'm one of your regular hosts, well, certainly, like I said, in the morning. So I'm intrigued by this. Absolute essentials, Jewellery Makers, aren't they?
It's great to have the different colours all in one.
Have you ever seen it?
No, I haven't.
Firstly, you rarely get head pins individually on a live show, let alone all of the different colours of head pins, let alone all in one pack for £14.95. Great product launch. They are the backbone of pieces of jewellery, aren't they? Head pins and your findings generally. So whenever we do bring you such opportunities, they are always entire sellouts. I love the combination, and I'd actually be inclined to use the four together. There's a lot of precious metal because we do have your silver plating, obviously then with your colours, over the basis of your copper. And again, even if you don't use all of the length of that head pin, keep hold of it because you can use it then for something like a rosary link.
Oh, absolutely.
Or decorative features. It just really, really works. I'm going to grab a couple of these, and I'm drawn actually to the yellow gold because I think that's a really lovely buttery yellow, isn't it? And just how many that you're actually getting. You can see and certainly feel the quality. When you get these home, you'll see how substantial they actually are. You're getting these today for approximately 7 pence each, just over 7 pence. What else can we use head pins for other than the sort of the actual function that we know?
Well, I've used them to, wire wrap short little beads with them just to make a feature out of it. I actually did that, I think it was one of the pieces that's coming up in the next, no, not next kit, sorry.
Yeah.
I was talking about something different I was making. But yeah, I've used them to, as a feature, to wire wrap a little bit, just to make the head stand out as well as a feature itself.
Use those as well, because they are really pretty, aren't they? The actual ball itself. I think they work great as the centre of a flower.
Yes,
is it the sternum
pretty.
of the flower? I don't know if that's the right expression, sorry.
Stamen, no?
Stamen? Yeah. Anyway, in the bit in the centre, basically, I think it works wonderfully as those, kind of like in the centre of a Stargazer lily. Absolutely beautiful. Well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines. Moving on to, how about your pearl reamer? Now this is battery operated. We actually sourced this from Beadalon. I'm not going to show you that because it's a little bit bashed and battered. Now this is our studio sample, obviously. It takes, I'm assuming, AA batteries. Let me just double check that. It doesn't, do you know, it's typically it's ripped off. I'm pretty certain, let me have a look. I'm pretty certain it's AA batteries. Yes, it is. You take AA batteries, and this is, like I said, your bead reamer. Now, what's a bead reamer used for those that don't know? It is, for example, if you're knotting your pearls, sometimes dust can gather in the centre of them, so you use your bead reamer just to slightly widen or shift any of that gathering, obviously, so you can go on and thread your gemstones. So, it comes like this, and you have like a little reamer which inserts in the top, and you just use that with your tweezers, I would actually suggest. And then you can use all of your wires, your threading materials to go on beading your gemstone. Beadalon, again, a very, very, very reputable company when it comes to jewellery making. It is absolutely invaluable once you've got one of these. I mean, I make jewellery. I'm by no means a very talented jewellery maker, but when you do come across pearls, and sometimes like, I want to use that pearl because the pearl itself is absolutely beautiful, but you can't get the Eslon or the silk through or whatever it is that you're threading with, which is really infuriating. So this would prevent that. So you just very delicately actually insert the reamer with the actual, it's kind of like a nail file, but very pointed, which goes on the top, and it comes with a couple of these, by the way, and you're good to go. Basically, you're off. Do use care, because obviously they are genuine gemstones. $9.95. I mean, you only need the one.
Oh yes, I mean, and especially when you don't feel like hand reaming your beads, it's really quick.
Yes, and I'm all about making things simple.
And quick.
And
it's
quick.
So much quicker.
Exactly, it's much, much, much quicker. Because and great as well if you suffer with dexterity issues. I'm sure my mum won't mind me saying that she's got arthritis in her hands basically, and she's quite crafty. She's fabulous with knitting and things like that. So I know my mum would struggle with actually a normal bead reamer, which you have to do manually. Whereas this, because the actual rotational mechanics of this actual tool itself is there, battery operated, you don't have to worry about that. $9.95 only. Well done to each and every single one of you. Again, lots of you on those phone lines. Do get this home. It does come with our 30-day money-back guarantee, even though it is a product that we do outsource, like I said, from Beadalon. We could probably commission one of these ourselves. We could probably make our own one. However, knowing that Beadalon produce such a quality product, we just kind of think, you know what, we'll stick with that. Check out those baskets though. Elizabeth, Maxine, sorry, Annette, lots of you with me. Telephone bidders, do stay where you are. Don't get to bring it to you every single day, and it does come packaged as well. And there are tutorials as well available. Final few that we have actually in stock. Absolutely fabulous. Well done to every single one of you. Now it is time for your wonderful star buy. When I came into the studio first thing this morning, Rob was like, Elle, we've got bloodstone today. I was like, I was trying desperately to recall the last time, or if at all, I'd ever actually sold this gemstone. I was going through all the different jewellery establishments, and the only one I could really think of was, I'm not going to say the names themselves, but one of the first jewellers that I actually worked at actually had a bloodstone carving, and it wasn't for sale, it was the owner's piece himself, and it was a wonderful carving, and it had a really intense, gorgeous greenish blue. It's kind of like chrysocolla in terms of its colour, but then it has got wonderful dots of intense primary reds. It is a launch, to our recollection, to our knowledge. This is brand new, never been on your screens before, and I don't think you've ever even seen bloodstone here at Jewellery Maker. If you haven't, and this is the first introductory, you're going to be head over heels in love with it. Okay, just to give you a little bit of a heads up, I'm going to tell you all what I call the housekeeping, so everyone knows exactly where we're at. There are 72 of these available in the entire world, and it is guaranteed at under £30. There's 750 carats of natural bloodstone here. Now, in terms of this gemstone, it's a type of jasper, but it is certainly one of the most valuable jaspers. And if you're asking the question, why is Jewellery Maker, why is it not brought bloodstone to us previously? Why is this the first occasion, to our recollection it is, that you've ever brought it to us? Well, because this gemstone has got a lot of myth and legend belief. It's still, believe it or not, to this day actually used for medicines. It's actually regarded as an aphrodisiac as well in India, so it's actually ground down and used in various different medicines, which means that gem collectors, gem lovers, jewellery makers like ourselves, there is a real lack of quality sunstone, because a lot of it does actually go into those medicines. Even in today, bloodstone goes into those medicines. You can tell I've not sold it very frequently, because I keep saying sunstone rather than bloodstone. Now, forgive me. It's iron oxide, which actually produces those wonderful red speckles, and you want them to have a really, really, really primary red. Now, look at all this wonderful collection that you're getting. Different shapes, different sizes. I'll try and show you as many as I possibly can. Now, just going to lean forward just some. So this one has got more of a dark navy blue main body colour, but then all of those wonderful reds coming through. See that primary red? Absolutely fabulous. Moving across then, because you can see that it is a bluish green gemstone, and then look, those flashes of red steeped in history. Medieval Christians actually call this the martyr gemstone, because according to legend, the actual origin of bloodstone actually comes from when the blood of Christ did actually fall on jasper at the foot of the cross. So those of you who do believe into who really favour sort of those ancient beliefs, and I find it absolutely fascinating that. So therefore this gemstone was absolutely adored throughout all of the different thousands of years, all steeped, like I said, steeped in antiquity, but certainly one of the most distinctive and totally and utterly natural. Now, currently there are only actually 3 different locations which actually mine your bloodstone. That is India, as I mentioned, Australia, and also the USA. So currently those are the only locations of source for bloodstone, and it's a fantastic opaque gemstone, which is all about the movement, which is all about the wonderful patterns, and most definitely about those gorgeous reds with that combination of that body colour. Let's bring that price tag in for you. We had 72 only, and very, very popular already. Loads of you getting involved. John and Janet, Teresa, Sharon, Belinda, Sue, Anne, Marie, Elaine, Fleur. Hello to you. Is that our Fleur, by the way? I think that is our Fleur. It is our Fleur. Well done, Fleur, you're going to love them. Tatiana, Jenny, Barbara, congratulations. Nottinghamshire, you've got it. Tons of you have got it in your basket. Please do not wait. That's working out at 3p per carat. I mean, look, it's like a galaxy, this one. Absolutely staggering. Do you know what? If guest designers are getting involved, and I'm not surprised that Fleur is actually getting involved because of the history. Fleur is massively into the history of gemstones, given the fact that she does chainmail as well. You know, that again, it's a lot of history behind that actual medium itself. I'm not in the least bit surprised, and I'm sure Fleur already knew about, like I said, the legends that were associated to bloodstone. I've never brought it before. This is a gemstone launched to our knowledge here at Jewellery Maker, and certainly one of the most fascinating. It's got a real story behind it, and that's what I actually said to Rob this morning when he said bloodstone, Alan, we've got that today. I was like, wow, I love the myth and legend. I love the fact that there is such strong connections with this wonderful gemstone. Incredibly as well, there is a really fine example of a carving which can be discovered and seen in the Louvre in Paris. I always pronounce that wrong, by the way, so I do forgive. The Louvre, Louvre in Paris, which was actually owned by, I always forget his name, the Emperor Rudolph II, a German emperor, basically, and it was a carving in this gorgeous gemstone. Now, we had 72. I highly doubt a single one of these will be available. Rob's confirming it's going to be a sellout, he says, Elle, looking like it will be in a very few short moments. I mean, Nadja, what a privilege. What an absolute privilege. $24.95 for 750 carats of natural USA bloodstone.
And there's so many of them there, and they're gorgeous, and so many different shapes as well, so you can just do, you know, things with it to your heart's
content. Well, do you know what? Do you know what, Nadja? Do you want to come and have a couple? Ooh, so you can choose to do something, and we'll show you designs at the end.
Let's have a look.
Do you want to come on over, my lovely? You can pick a couple, and then Nadja can make some wonderful pieces with this as well. We're running out of time, though, so don't go anywhere. Whilst Nadja's choosing, and then she's going to get busy, we'll be back after this.
These two.
This is a Jewellery Maker announcement. Join us for our Vintage Fair weekend. We'll have all of your favourite guest designers creating bespoke jewellery and giving you lots of inspiration to get that vintage style from a bygone era, with classes on vintage combs, 1920s layered pearls and Art Nouveau brooches. You'll be glad you stopped by. The Vintage Fair weekend starts Friday the 19th of February. Now, off for a cuppa. 2 sugars.
There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with Jewellery Maker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with Jewellery Maker.
We here at Jewellery Maker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you'll receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with Jewellery Maker FIFO reviews.
Tune in this Saturday for Gems of Distinction rubies and precious metals.
Emerald is a member of the beryl family. It's one of the only gemstone families named for its chemical composition, beryllium, aluminium, silicate. Emeralds often display three-phase inclusions, and these can include a liquid-filled cavity, which can sometimes have either a little gas bubble or even a crystal, and it's really interesting to see in the case of emerald, because as you turn the stone, the elements within the inclusions can actually move as well. The finest examples of emerald do come from Colombia still, and there's quite an array of colours in the different tones of green. Other localities for emerald include Pakistan and Namibia.
Welcome back, Jewellery Makers. How are you? A very good morning. My name's Elena and you're watching Jewellery Maker. I'm joined by the one and the only Nadja. Hello. How are you? Oh, I like that. Hello. How are you, my lovely?
I'm very fine. It's a great cup of coffee.
You've
so
got a
it
cup
wakes
of
me
coffee
up,
on the
yeah.
go. You're busy creating wonderful gents jewellery and the next designer inspiration. There's so much to see in the morning. Like I said, more tutorials from the wonderful Nadja, and you're going to love the next kit, by the way. Very, very unique, something that you haven't seen. In this hour, I've got 6 brand spanking new launches to bring you. Product soaked strands that you've never seen before, obviously, because they are brand new. So they've literally arrived. In fact, some of them haven't even arrived as of yet. In fact, our lovely Amelia is chasing some of them right now to see if we, literally as we speak, she's on the road chasing them. No, not really. She's not really. I can hear her. There she is. There's our Amelia. Hi, Amelia. Oh, look, she's that engrossed, didn't even lift her head. Bless her, no, that new. So basically we are desperately trying to get hold of them, but they will be coming your way in this hour. But can I just show you one thing? I'm guaranteeing this wonderful new premiere strand of tanzanite, plain rondelles, 35 carats, coming your way this morning at under £20. I mean, this is a big, substantial carat weight. I'm going to say it again, as I said it time and time before, and I probably will continue to say it for a good few probably months. I'm going to say months rather than years, because unfortunately even our suppliers of tanzanite are dramatically not what they were. I don't think that we are going to be able to even source the gemstone at the prices that you're about to see. So what I mean by that is it's unobtainable at prices like this. It is all down to the jet lag effect, which I can talk some more about during this star buy. Guaranteed at under £20. I've also got, these are amazing. Now they are more considered, granted. However, there's 85 carats of natural emerald here. I don't recall ever seeing them in a plain round, and I love this colour. It's more of a softer green, I suppose, but still with that vivacity and that wonderful energy, bordering on more your Colombian hues. If you've ever seen a Colombian emerald, you'll know exactly what I mean. The distinction between Zambian, Colombian and Siberian in particular. Wonderful colours here. This is coming up as well in the next... half past 11 this is coming up, so make sure you set an alarm for that. Don't go anywhere. Now, producer Phil's just walked in. Hello, Phil. There he is. He's just gone, ooh. I did hear you do an ooh. Yeah, wonderful. Shall I bring you one of my favourite gemstones? I always say it's Chantilly lace. It's such a beautifully feminine gemstone and is easily one of the most expensive of your agates. Totally and utterly natural. So you have lovely ribbons and waves and rivers of fabulous creams and whites running through the heart of the gemstone. It's the baby blue colour, which is the most sought after. You have 250 carats, and these are 10mm plain rounds. I personally would just restrand this like it is. I think the beauty of the gemstone doesn't need overcomplicating. I simply adore blue lace agate because of its elegance and femininity. I mean, this to me is it's like your morganites. It's like your kunzites of the gemstone world. An alternative sort of tone and colour, obviously, but it still maintains that wonderful femininity and natural as well. But like I said, agate can come in so many different colours. It can be dyed and often is, in actual fact. This is, without shadow of doubt, one of the most expensive. Now, we actually launched, Rob's asked me the question, Elle, did we launch blue lace agate, similar to this? They were a bit bigger, yeah, and I think they were $39.95. For some reason, these are being brought to you at $19.95. Fantastic. We're all about bringing you amazing deals, but that is no reflection of the true value and worth of the quality of blue lace agate that you're actually having here. Just wonderfully feminine and elegant. It just kind of reminds me of that beautiful Chantilly lace. I can just picture this around the décolletage with a big sort of pastel floral bouquet or ball gown or something like that. Absolutely stunning. Again, lots of myths and legends alongside this gorgeous gemstone. Believed to aid insomnia. Wonderful for apparently it's quite protective against any illnesses and ailments and things like that. I'm not saying it's absolutely true, but if you do like the myth and legend of your gemstones, should I hold this up to the neckline so you can actually see? Because I think that 10mm plain round, just knotted in between, doesn't need anything else. Do you agree, Nadja? Just simple.
No, it's beautiful. It even looks like it's glowing. I'm not really sure where that comes from.
Well, there's a certain amount. It's kind of like a semi-translucent gemstone, isn't it? There's a semi-translucency to it, so you can see along those rivers and veins and webbings that you actually get across the gemstone. Light does actually shine through. Absolutely beautiful. Let's move on now. One of Rob's favourite strands of the morning is being launched to you right here, right now. They are. Have we called them flowers? They could also be crosses, so it depends which way you actually regard these as. Checkerboard faceted as well across both surfaces, top and bottom. So they're a really unique shape, and then if we get really close, you can actually see the checkerboard faceting across the surface and on the underside as well of the gemstone. Great for those that like to anchor on, so maybe with your wire or your prong setting, they'd be perfect, and of course drilled through the centre, so you've got that added sense of security as well. Can you see that glistening of lustre across the surface of the gemstones? That's because of that checkerboard faceting. So that
And they're beautiful.
That's very unique. I mean, we've brought you carved flowers recently, but not with that checkerboard faceting. Now, obviously, 2016, this is without doubt going to be the gemstone or one of the gemstones of the year. No if, buts or maybes due to its Pantone colour. But whenever that happens, it always incurs a price increase. I mean, rose quartz has been adored for hundreds of years and used by so many different jewellers around the world, because of its very, very unique colour. I mean, it is that ultimate powder baby pink, isn't it? But then, when you have a shape like this, what would you do with these, Nadja? Because they are a unique shape. I mean, I think they work wonderfully just on simple stretchy bracelets.
Yeah.
But I personally think they're solitaire rings.
Oh, definitely that. And I was thinking, looking at them, I would just use in a pair of earrings, one of each, and then put a tassel below them.
Yeah.
They just look perfect in that. And
They
then
would.
around the neckline with one of those beads that we have, the seed beads, silver seed beads in between.
Yeah.
That look great.
That would be really nice. Again, just what in between each of those petals.
In between, just
Now, coming your way at a launch price, so grab it as soon as you possibly can. Wow, we're talking a single figure price tag. We're not in the clearance right now, although that most definitely is introductory. Best chance to get it is the first chance, as soon as you possibly can. Have we got quantity of these? 150, which actually, usually I'd think, okay, well, it's just gone 9 in the morning. That's a quantity that is about right. But actually, when it comes to this gemstone, 2016, the baby pink colours, the unique of the faceting and the shape, I actually think that's not going to be enough to go around. 13 by 14 millimetres, and you have got a 30 centimetre strand. Shall I count them for you as well, so you know how many solitaires you've got? I'll hold it out. Pop it on the desk for a second, so you know just how many gemstones you've got to work with. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23 on this strand, so approximately 23. It's 23 rings. That's working out at 35 pence per gemstone. And going back to sort of Nadja's first kit, they'd work amazing with that, wouldn't they?
They definitely would,
Going back to Nadja's first kit, where I was talking about the pink cabochons, the rose quartz cabochons, I'm sure many have seen, like myself, rose quartz out there, which has got sort of a really white, cloudy, insipid colour. It's quite pale. It's kind of a nothing gemstone, really. That's what you don't want. You want this gem to have a semi-translucency like this, so quite ethereal. So light can actually sort of make its way through the gemstone, but not entirely. And you definitely want it to have that gorgeous baby pink. $7.95 only for quality like this, and quality carving as well, and faceting. Loads of you with me. Hello to you, Francois, Carol, Patricia, Sussex, hello to you. Tracy, Suan, Pavine, I've got Margaret there, Carol, Pat, Sarah, Christine, Kathleen, Kelly, Deborah. Hello to you, Pam in Norfolk. Do check out as soon as you possibly can. Stay on those telephone lines. 150 is what we had. It's going to be very, very popular, that strand. Moving on to... oh, I've got them. Wow, lapis lazuli, brand new, lovely shape. Now we've described them as pillows, and I can see why. But because you've got that really nice curved surface of the actual gemstone, and the quality that you're seeing here, look at the pyrite inclusions and just how prominent they are. Because of that curving, look how it captures the light on the pyrite itself. Now, when it comes to lapis lazuli, you want it to have that wonderful intensity of colour, and you want it to have those prominence of pyrite. So basically, there's 2 gemstones in one. The more pyrite, the more valuable it is. Think about an Arabian night sky, for those of you that like your Disney films or something like Aladdin, you know, where they're up on their magic carpet, and you can see that really electric Arabian blue and the flashes of stars. That's what lapis lazuli aspires to be. But this shape I've not seen before. They're a lovely pillowed shape, and I'll just turn some of those round. Look, lovely. $5.95. These are amazing, aren't they? I was looking at what you were looking at then. I've got a screen right in front of me. They're fabulous. The quality that you've got here. £5.95 only. And like I said, we're not in a clearance now. In fact, these are brand new. It does feel like it. You're absolutely right. Now, basically, how are we still doing things like this, and what was the clearance all about? Well, I was talking about it. It's our spring and summer coming your way. We're going to be bringing you those new collections, etc. Well, these are those new collections that I was mentioning about. So here we go. Here's the new strands, the new gemstones that some of which bloodstone that you've just seen here. New shape, and I love that gorgeous shape. 12 by 8 millimeters. What would you do with that shape, Nadja? Because I mean, I'm very much a basic jeweler. Jewellery maker, and I've been thinking just keep them like so, but I bet you come up with some kind of structural design.
Well, I'll probably make men's bracelets out of that and just make a very simple macrame. In unison, Rob said exactly the same as you. Yeah, no, they're really masculine. I mean, obviously you could use them for, you know, female designs as well, but I think they just got that sort of, I don't know, call it angular look to them.
Yeah, they really have, haven't they? I'd certainly wear these like so.
I love the blue in them. I always like lapis lazuli for the deep sort of ocean blue that you get with
absolutely.
the gold. So really like lapis.
And coming from the original location of source as well, very difficult to get hold of really high quality lapis lazuli like this. So do grab it whilst you can. Again, lots of you with me. I've got to move quite quickly because I've got lots to bring you. New gemstone strands, etc. Starting with, I want to buy these. 2016. Now we talk about Pantone colours, but we also talk about shapes in the industry. And if you've noticed that a lot of celebrities, a lot of jewellery establishment, high-end jewellery establishments are really embracing the Baroques, the Keshi and the Biwas, it's because they are so perfectly on trend. Now, we recognised that, obviously, a few months ago, and thankfully, Jewellery Maker, given the fact that our buying team are just amazing, and our skills of buying pearls in particular, that are connections rather within the pearl industry are so strong that we were able to negotiate opportunities like this well in advance to those increases in price points. So I'm just going to estimate, I don't know because I'm not there at the forefront in the buying process, well, not very often anyway. I'm going to guess that when our buying team, whether it be Hannah, whether it be Paula, whether it be any of our gem hunters who are working around the world, right now, in this present moment in time, Biwa pearls, it would be actually unobtainable at what you're about to see. So this is down to the fact that our buying team kind of predicted what was coming up, and that is quite easy to do. You kind of follow fashion trends, you can kind of see where it's moving, etc. And it was all about those really organic shapes, those unique shapes, the pearls which have got a lot of character behind them. Now, a Biwa pearl of this incredible size, with this amount of pearl essence, with that spectrum of colour, like I said, I think it's uncommissionable for us to actually to source them alone as your jewellery, as gemstone supplier. I think it's impossible for us at £16.95. I am guessing, because like I say, I'm not part of the buying team, but from price points that I've actually been told from the Tucson Gem Fair, from elsewhere around the world, this is an incredible deal. What I love about these is the sheer size. They've got to be some of the biggest that we've actually got. 26 by 8 millimeters, going right the way up to. And just one of those suspended on a simple sterling silver or gold chain. Maybe you could even emulate that mollusk. Maybe you've got some sort of tinier, maybe 4 millimeter white pearls, and you could sort of just glue one of those into the actual center. In fact, I've got some individual silver pearls which are coming up a little bit later on. So you could kind of emulate that mollusk and really create a fabulous decolletage piece. These are coming up a little bit later on, so again in this hour, so not long to wait for those. I've always been a bit of a sort of Keshi and a Biwa pearl fan. What about you, Nadja? Do you embrace the unique organic shapes of a Biwa pearl?
I definitely like the shape because they really pearl. I mean, when you have perfectly round pearls, you sometimes question whether they're actually real. With those ones, there's no doubt about that. And you get so much more surface luster, I think.
You do. They capture the light more, don't they? I totally agree with you. What can you? Well, look. Just look at one of those pearls. I mean, is there a colour that you can't see? Are you seeing greens? Are you seeing purples? I've seen blues, golds, obviously your black with the main colour itself. It's such an interesting gemstone when it is really embracing its most organic form. Tons of you with us. I'm not surprised. They are one of our hottest sellers, and it always makes me chuckle since I read a post on our Facebook page, and it was from a customer of ours who, and I was like, yeah, I totally agree with you there. And she was saying, listen, Jewellery Maker, I've got pearls. I've already got your amazing round pearls, your cultured pearls, etc. I want the biwa and the keshis. And that's the gemstones that I'm looking for, or the pearls type that I'm looking for. But yet, that's why we can't get hold of them that frequently, because they are very, very, very expensive. And you're not the only person that wants to get hold of them. Moving on to, should we do the silver pearls? It seems a natural progression, doesn't it? Oh, these would be fabulous for bridal jewellery.
Or just like that, actually.
Just as a bracelet like this.
Yeah, really think it's nice like that. Plaster them up and make a nice broad, yeah.
Now these are limited. They're going to be on and gone. The only difference between a keshi pearl and a biwa pearl is location, basically. That's all. You can see they're both obscure, they've both got those lovely characterful curves and shapes and crevices, which I absolutely adore. This is more limited, however. Are you ready for a ridiculously low price for genuine cultured pearls? You just don't get keshi pearls at single figure price tags. It just doesn't happen. I love creating sort of your bridal jewelries, your tiaras and things like that. I want to get this around myself because I think this would be incredible in a big, in fact I'd multi-buy on it right now, because you could create a really fabulous bridal tiara or something like that. I mean, how high-end, how luxurious to say that you wore pearls in your tiara, and it wouldn't be a huge investment. Most bridal retailers will charge 3 figures and then some just for cut glass. Absolutely amazing. Stock permitting. Hey, listen, I'm joining you on this. Rob saying, Elle, you might struggle because it is limited edition, and already lots of you are making those confirmations. I'm not in the least bit surprised. Just because the elegance of the colour, I think that silver tone can be just such a multifunctional colour. Yeah. Along with your black spinels, then if you wanted to soften it, use it with your faceted clear quartz would be beautiful. I'd most definitely be inclined, and this is me personally, to use this with your sterling silver.
I think, or even with the lace agate we had earlier in between, it looked really nice.
That would be fabulous. I'm going to move on though, because it will be an entire sellout, absolutely. Just show you that combination that Nadja just pointed out. Okay, shall I launch some Botswana agate? Oh, they're a lovely size.
Oh, some of my favourites, Botswana agate. Love that stone.
Now, I've brought Botswana agate. It's Botswana and your blue lace, those two probably the most sought after, probably the most expensive. And they've got very distinct markings, quite similar in actual fact. Also, both are natural and both are quite a soft pastel palette. It's not heavy, it's not primary or neon. Now this is brand new. It's a lovely size, 6mm. It's probably my favourite size actually of a round gemstone, just because I think it's so functional. You could wear it around the décolletage on the wrist as earrings. But these are wonderful. You've got pinks in here as well. Have we got many of these, Rob? 100. Look at the quality of this Botswana agate though. Look how perfect those wonderful bands are. Look how you've got lovely pinks, caramels, honeys, latte tones. We're going to have to bring that price in straight away. Got loads to get through. Right, on our own website, available right now, These are the most affordable Botswana agates that we have for you, and in my opinion, and it is only my humble opinion, in rounds rather I should add, these are the most wearable. I absolutely adore a 6mm just because I think it is so wonderfully versatile. But again, look how close we are right now to each of those beautiful gemstones. You can see the gorgeous bands that run through each of them, some of which, and I'm just, where's the one I was just looking at there? Can you see this one here? Look how it's almost got like a sort of fan effect across the surface. Then you've got sort of like planets, just absolutely incredible. What is it about Botswana agate? Is it the delicacy? Is it the femininity? Is it the fact that it's definitely a genuine gemstone? It shows that it's Mother Nature?
No, I mean, for me, it's definitely the banding that you get, and each stone is unique, and I just absolutely love the colours in it. As I said, it's my favourite agate.
Yeah, it's your favourite, is it? Yeah, this alongside the blue lace would be mine as well. But, like I said, I've been here for quite a long time now here at Jewellery Maker. Again, it's one of the most expensive. When I used to make kits back in the day, I knew that if I put Botswana agate into a kit, maybe for one of our guest designers, it would dramatically escalate the price tag. Because we've got gem hunters and buyers which travel the world, they are able to get hold of wonderful deposits and parcels like this, and often have first come refusal actually. Tons of you getting involved. This is just a handful of our collectors. Well done. I can't see all of your names. I think my tablet's just having a little bit of a moment. But if you want to multi-buy, you absolutely can. This is the most affordable Botswana agate round strand that we've got available, and it is absolutely brand spanking new. I need to move on because there's loads to bring you today. Absolutely amazing. How about... Ooh, brand new. Rob, I know that you are very popular here, but how have you got all of these brand new ins today? He says, I know what to say. Fair enough. Are you up for a really affordable opportunity of hexagons? Totally natural. So quite often, jasper will be dyed. That's fine. It's absolutely fine. A lot of gemstones are treated. But these have got such an intensity of colour, and it is a multicoloured gemstone. Such an intensity of colour, why would you possibly dye it? It doesn't need it at all. If you loved your Botswana for its formations, for the fact that it is so most definitely Mother Nature, then you'll love jasper. Similarly, if you love the bloodstone that you got earlier on, imagine these beautiful greens alongside that bloodstone and look incredible, wouldn't it? 10mm hexagons, a unique shape, and they are what we call puffy. They're curved on both the front and also the back. What's great about this strand is you can keep it very sporadic in that mixture of colour, that sort of wonderful palette of Mother Nature's tones, or colour match them if you like. What? $4.95? Rob said I warned you. There's 140 carats here of natural fancy jasper, unique shape. You can create some really unique designs with a hexagon. Great for those sort of geometric designs. Perfect for the forthcoming weekend, by the way, because those of you that will be tuning into the vintage weekend, if you think about 1920s jewellery, it's all about structure, shape, styles. Leanne in Devon is saying, are you having a laugh? That price? Crazy, but I love it. I think he is having a laugh, to be fair. Doesn't get to work with me that often. I hope you. I have got broad shoulders, mine, Rob. So I'm all about the deals. You know, if you're worried about getting in trouble, I'll own it. I'll own it. But brand new. I would personally just keep this as a simple stretchy bracelet.
I think so too. I'd pop some smaller beads in between just to space them out a bit. But yeah, I mean, the shape is so nice. I'd probably also make a set of earrings with them and pop size graduated beads in between each to make the illusion of
Oh, alternative
growing.
graduated
Yes,
gemstones. That's a
yeah,
nice
yeah.
idea. Would you keep them sort of the mixture of the colours,
Yes,
or would
absolutely,
you?
yeah.
You wouldn't want to colour match, because I know if our Mark Smith was watching right now, guest designer Mark Smith, he'd probably say, yeah, I'd colour
Well,
match them.
probably in a bracelet I wouldn't, but in earrings I would.
Yeah.
And I would sort of
Yeah.
colour graduate them.
Tons of you there, loads of you multi-buying. I'm not surprised in the least. Why wouldn't you at £4.95? Absolutely incredible. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, we've got so many more star buys to bring you. In fact, it's going to be a back-to-back. Are you ready for this? Because it's up now. Brand new. So new that our lovely Amelia literally put these before me within the past half hour. Now, firstly, they come in our lovely JM branding. I know, little things please little minds, but that's absolutely fine. That pleases me. I just like the packaging. I like the fact that it's perfectly giftable. I like the fact that it is a quality box. I'm talking about quality boxes here. It's not paper, it's not going to bend and it's not going to distort. So when you actually get it home, the packaging alone looks high-end, and it is high-end. Now, I'm going to do a grand reveal, because this is something that you've never seen before. Those of you that get inspiration from the high street, those of you that get inspiration from your big designers, those of you that get inspiration maybe from Gemporia or your Monica Vinader or your Tiffany's & Co. or your Chanel or your Cartier or your Louis Vuitton, whichever it might be, will certainly have seen within all the glossy magazines across the internet, certainly celebrity adorned, that everybody who is anybody is wearing stackers. What is a stacker? Well, I'll show you in a second, but can I just give you the reveal? Because this is the first time ever that Jewellery Maker have brought you a stackable opportunity like this. Now, those of you that have already done your gem setting, fantastic. You can, by the way, buy our gem setting mounts. If you haven't, excuse me, don't worry. It's very, very, very easy, and literally can be done once you've got it mastered, probably in less than 10 minutes. We're bringing the graphics in straight away. We've got the sizes on here, and they're a size 7, which actually I think is an L to M in our UK size. Either or. With a stacker ring, you want to have sizes which aren't necessarily what you would normally take, because the whole idea of a stacker ring is that you wear multiples of, and they actually can be worn as midi rings, so maybe halfway up the finger. You layer them up. If you look at the recent Gemporia campaign and publication that they actually put within, I think it was Hello magazine that they just recently put with all the emeralds and zarites, that's where she's wearing, it's one lady's hands, that's all you can see, wearing tons and tons of gemstones and jewellery. It looks amazing. I think it's one of the most catchy advertisements that they've ever actually done. It's all about the stackers themselves. So let's open this little box, brand new, and show you what you're actually getting within. I'm going to start with the mounts. Now, if you're wondering what that little black bit of paper is, it is your anti-tarnish. Now, please do keep hold of that, because it preserves the quality of your beautiful gemstones. Let's get them out as well, because you're getting 2, given the fact that they're stackers. The idea is that you multiple layer them. You can stack them together like this, and I will show you that. Stack them together like so. Or wear it completely separate if you wanted, like so. Entirely up to you. Now, you have got white topaz in that beautiful V or wishbone design. The wishbone design is very symbolic, certainly here in the UK, often given in a 16th birthday, the wishbone design as a symbol of good luck. And then you have got that perfect 4-pronged solitaire, which fits a perfect round, brilliant cut gemstone. Well, it just so happens that we have got 2 of those beautiful gemstones to fit within, and they come in a choice, so you can either have your rhodolite garnet or your beautiful serenite. I'm just going to grab, bear with me a second, I'm looking for a little mat. Bear with me a second, I can use this for a minute, because I want to show you the gemstone. These are both natural. Serenite Only sourced in one location on the planet currently, and that is in Oregon. Thank you, Amelia, my lovely. I didn't want to put it down on the desk alone. Too high quality are the gemstones. So faceted to perfection. Previously marketed selenite, by the way, by Tiffany's & Co. as the immature diamond. I don't personally like that title, but you can understand why that connection is made, because it is very similar to a sort of champagne diamond. It's actually a type of feldspar, and it's got tiny inclusions within that kind of resemble a galaxy. That's the best way that I can describe it. And like I said, it's a high-end gemstone. If you want a comparison, then I would look at champagne diamonds or even your zarite. Totally natural, and certainly very proud that I can bring you such a high-end collector's opportunity. Brand new though. You're not just getting this one, you've also got, and I'm going to pop that one there just so you can see them on the front. I'd get it for the gemstones. I don't know where Rob's taking this, by the way. I don't know where you're going to be launching this. He said, oh well, it's low. Okay, hang on, just re-grab that. Okay, look. It is your gorgeous rhodolite garnet. Rich, intense, passionate colour. 29 points of white topaz. And 5mm plain rounds. Now, brand new with the packaging. Obviously you can source your gem buying tools, and you can see how simple it is to actually to construct that perfect solitaire. Wonderful stackable opportunity alternative. You can use it on different pieces or 2 different rings. Coming your way at just £17.95. I mean, would you find anything even remotely close to this for the quality of the high-end collectible gemstones, for the faceting of the beautiful gemstones? Then would you see it anywhere near this price tag, let alone 2 of those? 0800 644 655, a fantastic gift that you can get here. And again, don't forget, it actually has actually got the mounts itself. Has actually got the mounts itself, which works perfectly and comes in that lovely packaging. What Rob says, you know that price? Yes. It's not nice to lie, Rob. Unless he does this. Oh, hang on a minute. This is the benefit of a wishbone ring as well, by the way. My mum actually paid, I don't know how much, but paid to have her wedding band shaped so it would go around her engagement ring. I've just sussed something out. Look how it fits with any of your rings as well. And I'm just showing the one design. So you could take the solitaire and wear it on the other, but look how it fits. Or if you got 2 at this price, what price point, why not? You could put one on the other side. Oh, I like that idea. And then maybe gift the solitaires to your nearest and dearest. £12.95. You do need to be checking out though. I can't see you all there. For some reason my tablet's just having a little bit of a moment this morning, but I know it's busy. Nadja, how high end is this? I mean, this is a finished piece of jewellery. We're talking about genuine solid 925 sterling silver with 1 carat. They're 1 carat stones. Included 1 carat of your multicolour gemstones. Look how many of you are on those phone lines. Half the stock is already gone in that lovely little packaging. Oh, who wouldn't love to receive that as a present?
No, definitely. And I mean, it's so quick to put these together, and having those on your stall will instantly elevate the value of everything else.
100%. 100%. I need to move on because I've got another launch, and I did say it was going to be back to back. Wow, that's amazing. £12.95 for 2 rings. I've not seen this. I've got no idea what's in this, Rob. Again, comes in the lovely packaging, the JM packaging. Rob is saying, Elle, I think you're going to really love it. It says gemstone connectors mounts. I'll show you that. Okay. What's in the box? What's in the box? Wait. Wait. Oh. 5 sterling silver connectors or pendants, I need to point out. Let me show you those connectors. In solid 925 sterling silver, 4-prong setting, this is what you're getting, which will encase a beautiful oval cut gemstone. Now you've already spotted the gemstone, haven't you? Wow, wow, wow. 3.27 carats of selenite is being provided in this wonderful box to go along. Oh, the cut of the gemstones is stunning. Right, when it comes to selenite, this natural gemstone, I had the real privilege and launching it on what was our US channel, and I've never been prouder, because I had Chuck and Troy, 2 gentlemen that are responsible for the mining this gemstone, who'd literally flown over. You could see the excitement in their faces, that it was like the birth of a child for them. They were sat in the gallery literally thinking, oh, beaming with excitement, and years of passion and dedication had gone into the gemstone. Now, where did I put my oh man, my grabber? There it is. When it comes to this gemstone, because it's a type of feldspar, and it actually had many American gemologists scratching their heads, in actual fact. When we sent it off to the laboratories to be tested, which we always do, by the way, we sent it off to 3 different laboratories around the USA. And believe it or not, they all came back with conflicting reports. Some said actually it was a type of diamond, some said it was a type of feldspar. So it wasn't, that actually caused a lot of confusion. And I can understand why, because this fascinating gemstone, it's kind of like the tiny copper platelets are similar to maybe a Paraiba tourmaline, where those copper platelets reflect and play with the light and bring you this wonderful sparkle. It's totally and utterly natural. Can you see that shape? I'm going to put one of these forward, maybe on its side, so you can actually see the shape. It is actually more of kind of like the cross between a princess cut and an emerald cut. So it's actually a little bit softer than those, so you can see slightly curved between the angles, very, very, very delicate. I'll turn this one right the way around so you can see the beauty of the pavilion as well. And you're getting, obviously, how many in total? 5 to fit with all of your 5 connectors. I'm loving this. You're right, Rob. I do absolutely love this. I'd buy it for the gemstones. I'd buy it for the sterling silver. That's just insane. Sorry. Now, the picture that you've got here is pear cuts. So you'll get these lovely, lovely shapes. You're getting the pear cuts. You are definitely getting the pear cuts. Either or, it doesn't matter, because our selenite is faceted by within our own head office over in India, by the way. I've seen our incredible lapidus, and we do have some of the finest lapidus in the world working on this gorgeous gemstone. I've seen it. They use what we call like a dauber, basically, which is kind of a bit like this kind of shape, and they actually put the gemstone and rotate it all the way around. A real joy to see selenite being faceted, because of the amount of copper that's in there, the copper platelets, which are kind of like layers, tiny layers, which progress through the gemstone. You see incredible amounts of, I want to say fire. It is kind of like a fire. $12.95. Okay, go to any online, well, firstly, this, to my knowledge, is still unique, still exclusive to us here at Jewellery Maker, and of course the Genuine Gemstone family. I don't think it's actually being marketed anywhere else. It might be, but then they'd more than likely have sourced it from Steve Bennett directly himself, and then selling on at a profit, obviously, to make some money out of it. More than likely. Now, as I said, Tiffany's & Co. previously sold this gemstone. They actually invested loads of money into the mining of selenite. They stepped away from it for whatever reason. I don't know. Their loss is our gain, without shadow of a doubt. And currently we can bring it to you at an affordable price tag. But I personally believe, and I had conversations with, you do need to check out, by the way, Rob is saying there's loads of you there. I personally had a conversation with Chuck, who I'm friends with on Facebook. Like I said, he is one of the miners, Chuck and Troy, who sourced this gemstone over in the state of Oregon, and like I said, it's one locational currently. Half the stock is already allocated, and I was saying, do you think this could be the next big gemstone? You know, maybe the next tanzanite potentially. And he was like, yeah, well, why not? It's a natural gemstone. It's elegant. It's classy, and it certainly is. The best way of me, if you've never seen a serenite I bought one after the launch as well. I had to, just because I thought, well, why would I pass this opportunity up? It's exclusive to us currently, and I don't think this is going to be the price that it's going to be sold at continually. I said, do you think it's going to be the next big gemstone? And Chuck was like, yeah, why not? And whilst we can bring it to you at an affordable price tag, what we've got to think of is what goes on outside of these four walls. If you think about it, it'll eventually start leaking out into the trade itself, and then who knows what prices they're going to command for it, and then obviously the price point will probably go up. Well done, looking like it is going to sell out. Congratulations to every single one of you. You'll love that when you get that home. That's amazing. Moving on. Ooh. Should we stick with the faceting? Wonderful faceting as well. They're amethyst and they're totally natural. Again, perfect for those that love to use their prong setting, or maybe attend one of Fleur's claw setting workshops. They'd look fabulous with that. They've got a pavilion, so very similar. Your step cut squares are very similar to a princess cut, which, by the way, princess cut has over 70 facets. So a lot of light, a lot of brilliance comes from a princess cut. With a step cut, like, you've got that perfect square shape, so incredibly desirable, and one of the most expensive cuts, actually, anything square, because, let me explain it to you, because you've got that large table facet, so this is the table, that flat surface that we're looking at from a bird's eye point of view, because you've got that large table facet, any imperfections, any occlusions, any black marks, cloudiness, diminishing brilliance, basically, if the gemstone wasn't of that high quality, it would stand out like a sore thumb. So you do need to use the highest grade, highest possible gemstones as we possibly can. Obvious when you're going to put this much time and labour into the gemstones as well. $14.95 coming your way, natural 30 carats amethyst with that rich, wonderful intensity of purple. Miss Janet in East Sussex says, I've got these. And they're exquisite. They are exquisite, aren't they? Look how they draw your eye right the way into the heart of the gemstone. Exquisite is a good word, isn't it?
I think they're really playful. You know, but I was thinking when I'm looking at them, they would look so nice on a floating necklace. You know, when you have the sort of nylon in between.
Ah, you're thinking about what sort of like a...
Where you can't really see the string or the chain in between, like a floating pearl necklace.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, that would be absolutely fabulous. Yeah. Where you've almost got the monofilament, I suppose.
Yeah, you can't really see it. I think those look fab, like a bunch of them around the neckline.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Stay where you are on those phone lines. Love it. Quality of faceting there, without shadow of a doubt. Moving on to, how about... This is from that mine, isn't it? I can tell by the colour. Yeah, Bolivian and archiametrine. 3 gemstones I would certainly suggest get sooner rather than later. It's only my personal opinion, but they would be Ethiopian opal, tanzanite, and your anarchiametrine. The reason for that, the entire world supply comes from one tiny, tiny, tiny mine. If you put it into perspective, and if you've seen the entrance of the anarchiametrine mine in comparison to the tanzanite mines, and there is mines of tanzanite, you'll realise, okay, there simply isn't enough of this to go around. But even more than that, this is a natural gemstone. It's a bicolour gemstone, which is only Mother Nature herself can actually achieve. Now, there's lots of different conflicting estimates, I suppose, on how this gorgeous gemstone actually forms, whether it's differing temperatures during the oxidization process, whether it is literally an amethyst and a citrine next to one another. We can't confirm either way. So the only thing that actually indicates to me is just how hard it is to be able to bring you this beautiful gemstone. But the Bolivia government has stepped in, recognizing that this wonderful location, this one source in the world, is the only source. Basically, in banned exportation of ametrine in its rough formation, meaning we're going to have to wait for an entire industry to be developed, because Bolivia doesn't currently have its own faceting trade, really, which means the price point has skyrocketed. We're going to have to bring that price tag in. These are absolutely stunning examples. $14.95. The reality is, I've done showcases of this gemstone for quite a few years, ever since I've been working for Jewellery Maker, and when I was part of the TGC family as well, but they were becoming less and less and less and less, more of a semi-annual rather than, you know, a monthly basis, your Anahi ametrine showcases, and more of it was actually being set into your gold, your 18 carats and your platinums. Obviously, as the price point increases, the rarity of it increases, and just the desirability, which was always there. Do check out as soon as you possibly can. When it comes to your ametrine, it is obviously the carat weight, the cut, the colour, etc., and the clarity, but you really want to be able to have that distinction between the purple and the yellows, that citrine and amethyst. You want that distinction between the two, not necessarily a 50-50 split. It can be what we call a sunburst variety, but definitely have, oh yeah, well, that bit's yellow, that bit's purple. Absolutely incredible. Well done to every single one of you. Now, I launched a new strand of our carved gemstones the other day. It was on Sunday, all sold out. If you missed out on that opportunity, then here's a chance for you, because these are carved on both sides. It's in your lovely jasper, and they're carved leaves. So perfect for the spring and summer months, aren't they? 12 by 8 millimetre. I forget who it was that was telling me, but was saying, "Elle, these are great for flowers as well, not just leaves, because they can form beautiful little petals."
I haven't seen those before. They're really pretty.
They're lovely, aren't they? I launched them on the I think it was Sunday. Launched them on the weekend. However, they sold out, to my knowledge. I think there might have been one or two left. I highly doubt it, but pretty much everything sold out over the weekend. If you did miss out, then here's your chance. They're a lovely colour of jasper as well, aren't they?
Very springy.
Kind of like a lavender purple.
Yeah, there's purple in, as you say, so yeah, in between. They're really nice and for spring, I think.
Yeah, perfect.
Like a really nice stretchy bracelet.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. And it's the slight etchings that you see across the surface, which are just going to capture and play with the light. Brand new, coming your way, introductory price, $7.95. The amount of work that's gone into each of these gemstones, and it's not just the one surface, it's both. Attention to detail. So, you know, the lapidus is thinking, you know, maybe these are going to be turned into a pair of earrings. So you're going to want that detailing on both sides, not just the one. So real attention to detail. And carving of a gemstone, believe me, is a real skill. These are a little bit more simple in the carving themselves, as it's kind of etched across the surface, but yet still have that same impact, that wonderful beauty and delicacy. Stay where you are again. I've got to move quickly because there's loads to bring you. Moving on to... Ooh! Look at these. Now, look, it's like a Swiss blue intensity, distinct similarities to maybe a blue zircon. This is what we call a celeste heavenly blue. Now, those of you that like the sound of that celeste, it is, and why is it heavenly? It's actually all boils down to the fact that it is quite scientific. Because the colour that you're looking at on your screen is actually, by Mother Nature, one of the rarest colours on this planet. Very, very, very few plants, living beings, birds, actually form in this colour. So you might have the odd bird of paradise or something like that. But it's called heavenly blue because it is believed to be not of this earth. So, and I love that. I absolutely adore that. So incredibly exciting that it can command some of the highest price points in the industry. This has been on your screens once previously. Topaz is a naturally brilliant forming gemstone, meaning it loves to show off its internal light. And when you team that with the Celeste Heavenly Blue, you can really see that wonderful impact and sparkle. This is going to be incredible for the forthcoming seasons, don't you think? Should be £29.95. I'd love to see this alongside some really high-end, top quality citrine or something like that. 120 carats, top drilled. £24.95. That's a steal of a deal. Topaz has increased by a staggering 800% in price points. The reason for that, 800%, that's more than Tanzanite, by the way. Tanzanite has increased by 500, Topaz 800%. And that's Swiss blue, that's your London blue, that's your any of the colours. That's working out 20 pence per carat on this strand if you're getting involved right now. Well done to every single one of you. I can guarantee, every time I wear my Swiss blue topaz, and I know it doesn't say Swiss blue on your graphics, it's just, to me, it is that Swiss blue colour. We might not just have named it like that. Whenever I wear my Swiss blue, without shadow of a doubt, I always have someone actually say, gosh, that's incredible. It commands attention. It's quite a diva-like gemstone, just because of that beautifully vibrant colour. Stay where you are on those phone lines. Got to move on. Moving on to... Wow. Rob, how much is this?
Well, it's really saturated green, isn't it? What is that? It's amazing.
Peridot.
Wow.
I'm going to go as far as saying Peridot is graded in terms of, it's not like A's like you see with your Tanzanite. The best grade is extra fine. When you see Peridot as regularly as we do, and you see Peridot which has got this much saturation, intensity, and I always say the word vivacity when it comes to this gem, you realise that it's very seldom, very, very, very seldom of this exceptional quality. Last time I actually read the gem buying guide, for a carat of extra fine quality Peridot, I'm looking at Rob right now just because I know where this strand's going to, for 1 carat for extra fine grade, $180. Hey, listen, I know where this is going to, and I'm with you on this. Rob, have we got quantity? I can't say that any gemstone purchase is an investment. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't read into the future, so I can't say for absolute certainty, but I'm definitely getting involved on this. We should be $29.95, which is just astounding. Look at the energy of colour. Look at the brilliance. Look at the clarity. We're not even stopping at $29.95. I want to get hold of this and I'd restrand it literally like so, wear it as it is. I mean, look at the energy. All the focus is on that gemstone. Oh, do you see what I mean? It's not pale, it's not insipid, it's not brownish, it's not yellowish. Maybe space this out with some sterling silver spaces and certainly a high-end precious findings. Well, that's what I would personally do. So beautifully energetic. Wow, wow, wow. As you can tell, I'm a little bit in love with this strand. I love Peridot, August birthstone, but ultimately, when it comes to this idiochromatic gemstone, this is not treated or enhanced. It's all Mother Nature's incredible doing. It's the iron presence within this gemstone that actually gives this intensity of colour. Too much iron goes a little bit brown and murky. Too little goes a little bit yellowish. You want to be very specific chartreuse green, and my goodness, you've certainly got it here. Wow. I only wish I could say congratulations to every single one of you. Our tablet's just having a little bit of a moment here in the studio. We'll have a little look in the short break, see if we can get that fixed, but I'm absolutely elated. Just 63 of these are available, and I'm hoping, and I'm really hoping that I can join you on it. I mean, look at that surface luster, internal clarity under magnification. You can see into the heart of the gemstones. You do need to check out their web bidders. Please don't leave it in those baskets. Can you imagine this like maybe at a barbecue, out in a nice sunny day?
It's very, again, spring. I would put tiny little rice pearls in between,
Yeah.
just on the bracelet, and then maybe make a 3-strand wrap, like a really big
it just
wide bracelet to show off the stone, because it really is beautiful, and the faceting on it is so nice.
so amazing. Nadja, I mean, Rob's just told me right now, everybody, that I said $180, which is about £90 per carat currently. That might have gone out. Last time I looked at it was in September. And Rob was just saying that this is what per carat? 21 pence per carat, approximately. Now, is this not a shining example of what Jewellery Maker can do with quality gemstones in terms of our buying power? Wow, wow, wow. Please get this home and do your price comparisons. How many retailers, how many jewellers, how many gemstone traders will actually encourage you to do that? I do. I encourage you to do a comparison on your the quality, and then like to give yourself a giant pat on the back on the price that you've invested. Absolutely astounding, and I personally want to join you on that and just restrand it like so, make it into a neckline piece. Simple, perfect for whenever. The wonderful thing is it's not just your summer months, it looks incredible under every single season. Fabulous, well done to every single one of you. Now in the next hour we have got more incredible micro macrame deals, a kit which you've not seen previously before, by the way, because it includes, we've got wood which is so beautiful, and all different colours as well, so wonderful. Works incredibly with your Eslon as well. Nadja's been busy, been busy to my right, sort of with a macrame board. Speaking of, we've also got that. We've got the macrame board. We've got your T-pins coming your way, so fingers on the buzzers for that. Tons of Eslon. Your Tanzanite is coming your way. Just give you a little sneaky peek. It is in the next hour. Guaranteed at under £20. They are plain rondelles, so non-faceted, which I love because you really see the intensity of pinks coming through with a non-faceted Tanzanite. These are coming up in the next hour, plus so much more as well. It's been an exciting morning thus far, hasn't it? And it's only set to continue, so don't go anywhere.
Preonite is a really attractive light green gemstone, often with beautiful yellow overtones. It was actually first discovered in South Africa by Colonel Hendrik von Prien, and in normal tradition it was named after him. The spring tones within this gemstone really lend itself to beautiful, fresh looking jewellery. This particular gemstone is 6.5 to 7 Mohs as well, which means it's relatively hard, making it ideal if you want to make bracelets, pendants or even earrings with this gemstone.
If you have a question or a query for Jewellery Maker, then you can contact our call centre on 0800 644 655 and press option 2, or alternatively you can email help@jewellerymaker.com. We are live every day from 8 AM to 9 PM. So come and join in and get creating with Jewellery Maker.
Welcome back, everybody. I tell you what, you've got a big weekend lined up, haven't you? Got loads and loads going on, but listen, don't think that means you've just got to tune into that show. We've got loads coming up today as well. We've got so many new ins, and I think you're going to absolutely adore the next kit as well. It includes some, well, let's just say items that you don't see very often. Don't see very often at all, coming your way with the wonderful Nadja. But there's also so much more to squeeze in. In fact, I'm going to start with some gorgeous pearls, some incredible pearls. Now, earlier on you had the Keshi and the Biwa. Look at these. If you could mix those three together, they just look absolutely incredible. Now, these are more your coin shapes, so they're flat and circular, obviously. Still with their lovely textures across the surface of them, so the light will capture and glide. You'll see shades of pinks and yellows and blues, all the spectrum colours and tones, perfect for just restranding like so. Drilled through the top so they can be suspended or alternatively elevated, either or. And given the fact that they are that slightly lighter weight rather, they're perfect for your hair combs, your fascinators, your tiaras, etc., because they can sort of really hold their own and hold shape and size it within a structure and design. Given all of the above, makes them very sought after by our Jewellery Maker family. Going to bring straight in that price tag, $8.95 only. Beautiful crisp white freshwater cultured pearls, because obviously these are cultivated, as are the majority of pearls. You pay millions for a natural pearl, and what we mean by that is one that has literally been found and discovered sporadically by somebody who's maybe diving. Remember that you said people that used to dive for pearls. You'd pay millions upon millions of pounds, of course. You can farm it, this gorgeous gemstone, but to have these really unique and organic shapes is so sought after right now. Single figure price tags, perfect for, again, those of you that like to prong set. This is a great statement piece of jewellery. Works wonderfully with your black Biwa pearls as well. They're going to be over allocated. Rob's saying, they're flying. We're very busy this morning, and I don't think that is set to change at all, given the fact that we have got so many different individual launches. When it comes to pearls, they're a multifunctional gemstone. Not only do they go through so many different designs, you can also use them against many different gemstones. I mean, they look amazing with your lapis, they look incredible with your amethyst that you saw earlier on, your blue lace agate, your rose quartz, look incredible with your Biwa pearls, kyanite, any gemstone, tanzanite, which is coming up. Well done to every single one of you. Going to be a sellout. Got to move on. Well done. Okay. Without shadow of a doubt, one of our biggest sellers here at Jewellery Maker. I've seen the lovely Linda here, haven't I, today? Linda Brumwell. Doing an introductory to jewellery making. And did I also see Toby in there? Thought I saw Toby. Now, I'm talking about your smoky quartz. I've just noticed, how do you have your coffee, Nadja?
Black with 2 sugars.
Strong. It's a bit like this gorgeous gemstone.
Oh,
you want it to have a strong, full-bodied colour. Yes. A strong blend, Maggie says to me. Have I made you all want a coffee now? Look, that's everything that a smoky quartz aspires to be, is full-bodied, rich, a feast on the senses. Top drill, just a couple of these and a pair of earrings would just look incredible. They're checkerboard faceted across the surface and the reverse, front and back. And they have got an incredible amount of clarity as well. The fact that you've got those 2 factors, colour, clarity, and then this size, does not equate to this. It simply doesn't, you know, for the sheer volume and size that you've got here of quality smoky quartz. Now, loads of you already getting involved. Donna in Bristol, hi Elle, I have this strand and currently I'm currently making a tiara and hair comb set with it, with white pearls for a wedding fair at the end of the month. I bet you that's going to be your first seller if it's not already on a commission. I bet you that's going to be one of your top sellers, just because that's a beautiful colour combination, isn't it? That coffee colour and then the subtlety, the elegance of a pearl.
I always use pearls with smoky quartz. I just like the gemstone because it's so clear, and that smoky colour is just beautiful.
Really is, isn't it? If I just hold this out for you like so, that's where you're really going to see that brilliance, that performance. That's where you start getting sort of paparazzi flashes coming through. Well done, $9.95 only, and they're absolutely stacked onto that strand as well, aren't they? Just one of those on a simple
wire wrap with rose quartz.
Yeah.
Rose quartz with rose gold.
Yeah,
I think
would look beautiful,
stunning.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We've got another text message. Sarah in Cheshire. Those with pearls would look stunning in a bridal hair vine. Beautiful vintage dresses. I love the fact that you're all thinking that bridal sense. It would look amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would
Have you
definitely
seen
look
those different hair designs right now, which are all the rage? And it's quite tussled, it's quite loose. So you can imagine a bride which has kind of got like a French pleat, which kind of goes from the back one side all the way down. And then, yeah, pearls woven
nice,
inside,
isn't it?
quite loosely. You know, it's meant to be quite relaxed. Looks amazing. Do you know what? That look incredible with the kit as well. It is time for your kit. Now, we have said it is your makes for men. However, I'd absolutely wear the pieces of jewellery that Nadja has made, without shadow of a doubt. I'm going to start with the Eslon, because there are colours of Eslon here that I've never ever brought you before. I'm going to start with the black. This is the slightly thicker gauge. Is that the 0.7?
0.9, I think.
0.9, sorry, 0.9 gauge. I can't see it on my graphics, you see. 32 metres, 0.9 in the black colour. Then you've also got your khaki or olive, 70 metres in the 0.4. Then you have a lovely copper colour. Oh no, I can't, I think that's the copper. 70 metres in the 0.4. And last but by no means least, you have this beautiful gold. 70 metres in the 0.4 as well. So the 4 different spools of your Eslon. Eslon, so versatile. You can use it with so many different techniques, not just your macrame. But what else do I have? Well, again, I'm going to move on to the findings next. This is our matrix collection. It's perfect for your macrame, perfect for your kumihimo. And there's 16 pieces in here. They come in the different sizes of your bell caps. So you've got the extra small, the small, then you've got the medium and also the large. Great for finishing those pieces of jewellery off. You've also got the extenders with the S hooks. And also the ribbon ends which you can separate. You can use those. I've actually seen those ribbon end covers, which are the 2 sort of flat sheets of your precious metal, just kind of crimped and tapered on each side to make like a lantern design, which looks so amazing. I think it was Debbie Bulford that did it. Just look, I'd never seen it before, and I thought it looked wonderful. 16 pieces in total of your caps there and your connectors. Then, I'm going to bring you a tiger's eye. I have to show you tiger's eye because the next 3 strands are very unique, and I've not brought you before. Now, you've got 2 strands of tiger's eye in a 4mm, which is 40 carats, and you've also got a 2mm size, which is 10 carats in total.
I've never even seen those tiny, tiny beads. I can only imagine how long it would take to get those cut
and still see the chatoyancy.
Yeah, absolutely, they're amazing.
Even though they're tiny, 2mm rounds, you can still see the chatoyancy across the surface of them, can't you? Absolutely incredible. It reflects the quality of the gemstones and the quality actually of the strand and faceting work itself. Just incredible. But okay, got to move on because I've never brought you this before. We've got 3 strands of your beautiful wood. Yes, they are gemstones. They are one of Mother Nature's incredible treasures. And when they are cut like so, you have got the beautiful, beautiful displays. Now, these are what we call bayong wood. And they're a 6mm. Sorry, these are the bayong. So they come in 6mm and also the 4mm. So it's more of a reddish colour, more of a walnut colour tone. And then these are roble wood, and these are 5mm in colour. Look how they work amazingly with your tiger's eye. I mean, I've never actually seen wood. I know the lovely Prue. Was it Prue? Had wood the other day, and all sold out. This would work incredibly with that if you manage to get hold of Prue's. But I love the fact that these are a very, very wearable size. And yeah, perfect for gents jewellery, but also for her as well, because I would certainly use this and work wonderfully with your S-Lons. Now, we should be bringing it to you at £34.50, but not even close. Not even close. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strands, 4 of your, and then you've got 4 spools of your S-Lon and also your connectors for £19.95. So one of the most affordable opportunities of the day so far, and more than likely will be, for just how much you're actually getting in here. Now, Nadja's created 6 very gem-heavy designs, S-Lon heavy designs as well. But yeah, I know you've still got tons. I can see what you've got remaining there. Loads and loads and loads of S-Lon left, and loads of gemstones remaining as well. Perfect for that's bohemian style, which is so incredibly fashionable right now. Wonderful rustic. I like the fact that this is a little bit more casual. I like the fact that this is a way of wearing jewellery by day, maybe sort of on the beach, even on your holidays would be absolutely perfect. Gents, my better half would certainly love to wear the bracelets that you've created in particular. He really, really likes those macrame bracelets. And he actually said to me once, he said, I really like, and he was like, I can't remember what it's called. And I was like, macrame. And he's like, yeah, I really like those designs. So it is great. And he's very much a man's man. But at the same time, I would wear this as well. I'm going to put something out there, and just a lovely Fleur, by the way, you can see guest designer, she's getting involved as, amongst so many others. I'm going to put this out there. I think this would be a really nice couples or friendship thing, you know, where for him and for her, where they both wear the same design. Yeah,
I actually did one as a commission once, where I had to make the same design, just smaller, with the same sort of beads like that. Not wood, but similar. So yeah, it works really well.
There are, I forget which designer it is, but there is a designer which has got almost like a bow and arrow as well, like Cupid's bow and arrow next to it, and it is exactly the same design, and it is for him and her, or partners, whichever it might be. And I think that's a really nice idea behind it. A really lovely sentiment. Tons of you there. I can't see you. Sorry, my tablet's decided not to play ball. Let's take a wander over though to have a little look at our lovely Nadja's designs, because gosh, I mean, these look so incredibly labour intensive, Nadja.
But they're not really. Not they're very, as again, simple basic knots to put together. I mean, this is just a very simple spiral knot. It looks bigger because I've used a lot of centre cords to make the whole knot larger. That one's probably taken me about 3 hours to make, so it's not too bad at all.
And look at the graduation there. So you've used all of the strands, haven't you? Really, minus the 2 mils.
Yes, minus
all
the
of
small
the all of the woods in there, and also the tiger's eye in there, and then you've got the smaller size here. So beautiful, aren't they? And then it's that spiral.
Yeah. Can I just say that the wood beads are great quality. I mean, I used to work with wood before, and I had beads that weren't quite as smooth, and the holes were nicely drilled with these ones, so that I could actually get my cords through. Often wood beads are drilled in a low quality manner, and your threads will hook.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So which is good to know, because it's something new for us here as well at Jewellery Maker, most definitely. And then moving along, again, you've used a combination of the woods here with 3 of the colours minus the black in the S-Lon, and this is a 360-degree neckline piece. You've got little trilogy clusters, I suppose, all the way around. So stunning. And then a matching bracelet that you've got here at the front with a little bit of macrame in between. So beautiful. And then similar, but with the smaller, you've got the 2 mil rounds in here.
Yes, and I used the essential threading pack that comes with that to thread them on, because the holes, they're quite tiny beads, so you need to get the essential threading pack for those, but they're just beautiful.
These are the little 2 mils that you're looking at just here and here. Absolutely amazing. We've got a text message and it's from Fleur. Hello to you, Fleur. Fantastic kit. I just had to get it. Love all your designs, Nadja. Lots of love to you both. Wow, gorgeous, Fleur. Can I just show you one of my personal favourites that I know that my better half Tom would absolutely love? They're kind of floating. And it's a simple sliding knot, so this is adjustable, isn't it?
Very easy, yeah.
So great to wear. And they look, your wood and your tiger's eye look like they're kind of suspended and floating. Okay, beautiful. Now, 1995, loads of you getting involved. I'm going to take a wander over to Nadja because obviously we've got our designer inspiration. What is it that you're going to be demonstrating?
Well, as it
this
were,
morning?
it's probably going to be this bracelet.
It just so happens to be that wonderful bracelet. Oh, goody. Goody, goody, goody. Tom might be in luck.
Oh, you're going to make one for me?
Well, I'll try. I will try, yeah, absolutely.
Well, again, this is really easy, as I said, because I'm just going to place the one that I've made already here. All it is, it's square knots all the way down. So I'm going to start by showing you how to get the core. So you need about 8 core cords just to make it a bit thicker. You don't want it too thin. So I've cut about 8 core cords, probably about 60 centimeters. Just needs to be long enough so that it can go around your wrist, plus a bit at the end so that you can actually tie the connection.
And you're using the black, but it could be any, really.
It could be anything.
Which is the thicker gauge.
Yeah, this is the thicker
wire.
gauge. If you were to use...
wire cord, sorry.
If you were to use any of the other colours, you may want to use more cords to get the same thickness. Okay. So what you would do is then cut also 2 other lengths of about 800 millimeters, I should say 80 centimeters. And take these 2.
Nadja's learning that I'm very easily confused, especially when it comes to measurements and things like that.
Me too. That's why I always get it wrong. Oh no, actually I didn't say. Shouldn't. So it's 8 cords, short cords of about 60 centimeters, and then a longer cord. Sorry, I should say 150 centimeters for your 2 working cords that you have. So take the whole lot and make an overhand knot, just like we did in the other design.
So simple knot.
Simple knot. And then again, leave a good section at the end of about 15 centimeters, okay? So because we're going to be using this to create the bit where we're going to tie our slip knot on. So I'm just going to tuck this into my macrame board as best as I can. Again, nice and tight, so that it doesn't actually shift. So then what you need to do is separate out the 2 longer cords, because we're going to be working with those, and set these aside.
So these are the longer length cords?
Yes, we're going to be working with those, and get the other one. There we go. And then again, tuck the core cords into your macrame board.
To keep it nice and secure and tight. Again, we have got macrame boards coming up, by the way. So if you, in fact, I think every guest designer demonstrates on the macrame board, whatever medium they're doing, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. It's just so versatile for anything you do. Yeah, it's really...
There we go. Amazing. In fact, we'll put the graphics on your screen. Go, 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 go. It's the mini macrame board.
I like that one in particular. It's really handy to just carry around. Yeah,
is this one of your favourites then?
I prefer it to the bigger one when I work from home, because it's just versatile. I can shift it in my lap, so it's great.
Really?
Yes.
There we go then. Well, this is the one that always sells out, so I'm imagining that you're not alone in saying that.
No, I can well imagine that everybody has the same sort of, because it's small and it shifts well.
Yeah, it's more portable, it's easier to work with. $6.95, that's the price it always is, always sells out at, get it whilst you can. It's probably one of our most requested items of jewellery. Even if you've got 3 or 4 of these, because if you think about it, you've got commissions going on as well on the side, haven't you?
Yeah, you often have a piece sitting on your board and you need to do something else. So you don't want to have to, especially when you're doing macrame, I imagine with wire work would be the same, you have to release everything. Yeah. So it really is good to have more than one. Also, top tip comes from Mark, guest designer Mark, and he says he actually uses a different macrame board per different Eslon thicknesses or cord thicknesses, just because if you think about it, where Nadja's actually tucking it in,
they do eventually, over time, gradually actually wear. So if you use like one for your 0.4, you could write it on the back easily, one for your 0.9mm, one for your hemp, one for your wires, etc. So it's a great idea, and at that price tag you certainly can maybe afford to get a couple of these. Lots of you choosing to multi-buy it. Wanted to show that to you and bring it to you now. Don't worry, we are getting back to you, Nadja. It's just given the fact that loads of you have been messaging in about the macrame board. We've got the T-pins coming up. We'll leave the graphics here and we'll go back to our lovely Nadja. T-pins coming up though. Okay, so you've secured your core cords, you call them.
Yes, I call them core cords, and then we're going to use with the working cords, and we're just going to tie simple square knots. So again, same procedure as before. It's a 4 with the left hand cord over. On the right, take the right hand cord, feed the loose end from underneath through, and pull everything tight. So this is the first half of the knot. And to complete it, you would come from the other side, make a reverse 4, and then bring the left hand cord underneath everything through the loop like so, and then just simply pull that tight. Should have made these a bit shorter. And then you would pull that tight, and that's the first knot created, and then just simply continue. What I'm going to do is just take one of my rolls and lift up the end of my core cords, because that will help me to be able to make the knots easier. So I'm just going to create a few more. So again, I'm going to do it one more time slowly. So it's on the left, make a 4, then from the right, come over underneath everything and pull that through. And to make this bracelet, you would then carry on. I've made about 7 knots or so, and then I would add the beads. So I'm just going to leave it like so for the demo. And then what you need to do next to actually add the bead on is just take one of your core cords and separate one of your cords out. And because it's quite a thick cord, so it doesn't fit through all of the beads. So what you need to do then is actually split that cord. So to do that, I usually go at the bottom and twist with a needle. Just twist it so that it separates, because it's a 3-filament cord, I think it's what you call it.
Yeah, it is like a helter-skelter of lots of fine threads. Sort of
3 of them,
together.
they then twist together. Then I would do is just twist the cord as you bring your needle through. That will then help to release the cords. I'm just going to try and get
top tip this.
So wait, there we go. And then you would just twist as you bring the needle up. Thank you.
I'll hold the board
Thank
for you
you.
because I can see you.
I'm struggling. There you go. Now what I'll do here, no, I won't cut it, otherwise I won't tuck into the board. So I'm just going to carry on trying to get it out. There we go. So then what you
So you
need
basically
to do,
frayed it.
I frayed it, yes.
Deliberately frayed it.
Yeah, because we just need one of the if you'd had the thinner 0.3 black, which we also have, I would just include that into the core cords, and you wouldn't have to separate them out like so. So then once you've done that, thank you.
So you do have the 0.3 gauge in the actual. By the way, sorry, the 0.4 in the kit, but we also have got 0.3 coming up in some bundles.
Oh,
so,
right, okay.
So you could if you don't want to do what Nadja's doing right now, you can I'll swap it basically.
Yes, so that definitely would work well like that. Then you wouldn't have to fray the cords.
No.
Okay, so I'm just going to get my working cord here, which I've tucked away as well. So that's all you would need to do, and then the next step is obviously set this very thin cord aside, and then just carry on knotting.
So that one's for your gemstones.
That's for the gemstones. Just going to tuck this away, and then you would just carry on and tie another 5 knots of your square cords. Now this core cord has twisted so that my actual side where I need to make the knot has also twisted. So if you've forgotten which cord you have last tied, you can go and have a look at the knot itself, and you see a little loop, and this is the side you need to continue from. So in this case I would make the square knot coming from the right hand side. So that'd be one. It's going to pull up tight and then just carry on. So I'm just going to do about 3 or 4 knots with that.
Okay. Whilst you're doing that then, let's bring you those T-pins.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. I love that.
I had to wait a long time before I could get my T-pins because we didn't have them for so long.
Every single one is in stock. that is in stock is available for you right now. We don't have that many. I'm so sorry. I only wish we had more, but at least we've got some, hey. So it's first come, first serve. Like you said, you had to wait a long time. You're not alone. Every single time that these, and this is great for all different jewellery making, by the way, not just your macrame, because it's great for securing, especially if you do like working off the macrame board, because they slot perfectly into there. They keep your design steady. You get 35 in total. These are the T-pins. Who knew that little pins like this could cause such a frenzy? Such an incredible frenzy. Coming in straight away, $3.95. You do get 35 of these. They're a nice long length. We're bringing them to you at the honorary price point that they always are at. And again, it's something like this that even if you've already got them and you're working with them, you get them again, don't you? Just because they're so seldom seen, aren't they?
And they last forever. I mean, when I use my what are these called? Sewing pins. They bend so easily because they're so thin, and these ones just...
Whereas these are made exactly for that, for holding. You know, if you think about your wire wrapping, your cabochon, sometimes when you need to create that shape, you can almost emulate a jig, can't you, with these? But also great for your standard beading and knotting and threading. Absolutely fabulous. They will sell out. They always do. We only had a limited quantity, didn't we, Rob? There wasn't that many. So we'll leave those final few with you. Congratulations, everybody. Stay where you are on those phone lines. So have you done your 5?
Yes, I've done. Well, in between sections where you're actually going to add the bead, you need to make 4 knots. Okay, so this will exactly be the amount of space you need to add 3 beads. Obviously, if you wanted to, you could add more than 3 beads, or 4 or 5, or can it just be 1?
Yeah, your choice, really.
Yeah, it's your choice. Then you just make the section smaller. All right, so I've already threaded on 2 beads onto that thin cord that we separated out earlier. I'm just going to add a third through. There we go. And it easily goes through that size hole once you've separated that. So now what you need to do, you've added on the beads, and you need to tack this very thin cord back into the rest of your core cords, just so it's nice and tight, because what we need to do now is secure the whole lot with another square knot. So again, same process. It's coming from the left first, depending where your last knot is coming from. Pull that tight and make sure you can shift the beads up, and then just carry on knotting your rows of square knots. That's it. And then for the next section, you would make 5 as a space in between each section.
Okay, so it's 4 by the gemstones, and then did you say 4?
It's 4 inside underneath the gemstones,
and then 5 here.
Yeah,
Right.
but again, it's entirely up to you.
Depending what size your gemstones are as well, aren't they?
Yes.
Can I just say, whilst totally concur and agreeing with the boys that are in the gallery right now, they're saying your demonstrations are so clear and a real joy to watch, by the way, and to follow as well, because we always work on the basis that, you know, if Rob doesn't make jewellery, and he was saying, well, if I can follow it and I think I can understand it and go on from doing it, it's a really fantastic demonstration. So DVD.
Okay.
I know I keep nagging you about it. I do keep nagging you, don't I? Every time, Nadja, DVD.
No, waiting.
We need
we're
one.
waiting. It's coming.
Is it coming?
I think so, yeah.
It is coming. Now, I think it only becomes natural that we then bring you more Zari cords, because this would be, maybe you've got lots of gemstones that you're thinking, I'd like to elevate and create that sort of floating style like Nadja is demonstrating here, but mix it with all different colours. So are we going to start with the Mystic Green? Oh, yes.
Oh, that looks like a mermaid colour, doesn't it?
It does. Now, this is your Zari rather than your Eslon. You can still micro macrame with these. In fact, I've seen you micro macrame
Not
with
with
these.
that. I've never actually tried
Oh, really?
that. Yeah, it's stunning.
It creates just a beautiful iridescence. 375 metres in total. There's nothing stopping us micro macraming with these.
Oh, absolutely not. And I can imagine that the knots would hold really well with that,
Yeah.
because it's got quite a rough surface area, so it's stunning.
This is the one you're talking about, quite like
I
a
really
mermaid,
like that
isn't it? It
one,
has
yeah.
got an iridescence, almost like the scales of her tail is like flashing against the sun. Then you've got that rose gold colour here and the black, absolutely beautiful. I've not seen that green, I don't think, before. It is mystic coloured. It's some of our new Zari thread.
It's quite thin.
What's that?
It's quite thin. I think I've seen the other zari thread. I don't know if I've seen that sort of gauge.
It does appear to be a little bit thicker. Do we know the millimetre of size of this? No, we'll double check it for you. I totally agree with you there. But similarly, if it's not just macrame that you do, you can use this for your beading.
Oh, absolutely.
You can really encourage colour out of gemstones using any of these. It's 0.5 millimetres, so I think that is actually our standard size. So very versatile millimetre of gauge of thread, isn't it? $6.95 for 375 metres. Yeah, it's going to go a long way, isn't it?
Yeah, you can make a lot of bracelets and necklaces
A
with
lot
that.
of bracelets. I mean, what you're demonstrating right now, if you can imagine with that green and then maybe the emeralds that we've got.
I'm thinking about using that green to try with those beads actually. The wood would look nice on those.
I'm sure we can find you some. I'm sure we can find some for our wonderful Nadja to demonstrate with, as long as you do that DVD.
Okay. Okay, you twist my rubber arm.
Yes. Okay, we'll leave those with you and go back to our lovely Nadja.
Okay, so you would obviously make a few more, should have just carried on. I was just busy looking at the thread, should have just carried on making some knots.
That's all right. It's a joy to watch you, to be honest. It's very therapeutic, this, because you can actually see it progressing and building.
It is, and especially with a thick cord, it just builds up so quickly. And I mean, that bracelet would probably take you about 20 minutes to make, 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, well, if you make the square knot and then you pop like a, what are these called? These crimp ends on the end, it would be really quick, because all it is a succession of square knots. Sorry, I'm whipping you.
No, you're all right. Whilst you're doing this knotting, I'm actually looking at the very ends of it now, thinking, right, how do I finish this?
Yeah.
So, like, how do I actually get to that? We'll take some photos, and again, on your DVD.
Yes. I'll do it, I promise.
Not that I mean to nag you.
Right. Okay, so let's just pretend we've done a whole bracelet.
Yes.
Okay, which we've done here. And then to finish off, what you'd need to do, you could either now end here and use one of these crimp ends to, if you just want to finish it off here.
But I'd imagine for gents, they prefer what you've actually done.
Yes, because it doesn't really have any findings on it. So I tend to men's bracelets to just do anything without findings if I can. Just because it looks more manly, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it does. I think you're right. Just quickly, whilst Nadja's actually securing the bracelet there to the actual board itself, I've still got more to bring you, so I need to be quick. Shall I bring you all of these? Oh, if I just grab one, Rob, then you can tell me which one I've actually picked up. Just now, this is the Rose collection. So you've got seven of your S-lons. Lovely collection because you've got the 0.3. So 0.3 colour there is in the pink. Then you've got your 0.9, which you can see in this lovely natural colour, in the red colour, and in this more damson colour here. And you've also got 0.4 in the beige and that copper just here. So a real collection of all of your different S-lons. So again, this would look amazing as maybe a female's version of this very bracelet.
Oh, absolutely.
If you want, well, and gents, you know, each to their own, whichever your colour preference might be. The black would look amazing with the red, wouldn't it? Now, is your Rose Garden bundle. There are 7 individual spools here. Should be £19.65. We've got some amazing deals coming your way today. Going straight down. For all 7, £12.95.
I paid that for 2, I think, the other day with postage, so...
Did you? Were you looking for a specific colour?
I usually do when I buy just 2 because I'm desperate for that particular colour, so I had to buy it from that place. So
from that place, it happens from time to time. It does happen from time to time. That's why, you know, we recommend, you know, get it whilst you can, because you will use it, won't you? Your S-lon. It's great to have it in stock. And I saw. Loads of you have got this in your basket. Please don't leave it there, you'll miss out. I saw one of our jewellery makers has actually had it on just some string across their workbench, and it looked just all of the different colours, and you can just imagine just pulling it off like so. Obviously, a designated macrame worker. Do check out, there's so many people on the web with it in their baskets, and it's not nearly enough. 25 of you have it sort of sat there. S-lon always sells out, particularly when we bring you bundles like this, where it's not just a variation of colours, but it is the variation variation of gauges as well. So fabulous. I'll leave those with you and we'll go back to our lovely Nadja, who has secured her bracelet.
Yes, I have.
So now we're going to do the end,
Yes,
the clasp.
yeah. So what you would do here for doing the end action, I'm just going to lift this up a little bit so that I have some working space underneath. So tin pins are great for that as well because they are quite...
They've sold out now, by the way.
They?
Yeah, needless to say, they were going to, weren't they?
Right, so what you would do just to secure the working cords that we have used, you'd need another cord just to tie them off, and for this I've used brown colour. You can use any colour you like. Attach it with an overhand knot, like so, and then just simply tie a spiral knot, which is exactly the same procedure as a square knot. It's coming from the left in the shape of a 4 and coming from underneath with the right hand cord, and pull tight, and that is just repeated.
On the same side, isn't it?
On the same side, to create that spiral effect. If you were to alternate from left to right, it would obviously make a flat square knot, and if you keep coming from left to right, it would just create that effect.
Is there anything stopping you going right to left?
You could start from the other side and just do right
Depending
to
on
left all the time.
which
you
hand's
prefer.
your dominant hand?
Yeah, for me it's always ever been left to right. That's why I do it like that. But
it creates a gorgeous corkscrew effect like this
yeah,
that you're seeing.
So obviously, you know, you would carry on and thin it out. So what would have to happen next is you don't need all of these cords, okay, for the end. So you would trim off cords gradually, and that also creates that sort of tapering effect. So once you've done a few knots, maybe 5 or so, you would then come in and cut some of those core cords off. I'll take about 4 at a time, which is about half. Cut those off like so, and then just carry on.
So that's not going to fray or
because you
break the bracelet in any way?
No, not at all, because you're just then going to secure this. You're going to carry on knotting spiral knots around that section. Just going to pull that tight. It's a little bit, you have to be a little bit careful when you're tying the first knot around the cut-off section, so that you cover the ends with that cord. And then you would just simply carry on. Now it doesn't look really nice because I'm not careful. I'm doing it quickly, but that's what would happen. So then you would just make a twist, and once you've gone down a bit, obviously it doesn't look right now. You would twist it a bit.
So you can encourage the twist as well, can't you?
Yes, you can. I mean, if you want to, you can make it twist quite a lot more. You don't have to leave the natural curve to it. You could just twist the twist itself and make it quite a tight one, or even open it up a bit. It's up to you. So then once you've carried on a bit, you would obviously make this a bit longer. You would then come down and cut the rest of the cords and just leave 3 at the end, like so, okay? And then just carry on with the twist for a little while. And then at the end, you would just take these 3 cords and make a simple plait.
Simple plait.
This is just so that we have...
Should I bring that in for you?
Thank you. So that we would have this section here to tie our square knot around. Okay, so then I'm just quickly going to do a very loose plait just to do it quickly. So you would just plait that.
And then just knot at the end?
Then just knot at the end, yeah. Just going to knot it now. I'm going to show you how to actually tie off that section. So then you would release it and go to the other side. What I'll do here, instead of showing you with all of these cords, I'm just going to take a few sections of cord from here and then show you how I've actually tied the 2 ends together. So I'm just going to cut a section here. And a section here, and let's pretend these are the 2 ends of our bracelet on either side. I'm just going to tuck this into my board as well, like so. So now these are our 2 bracelet ends, obviously the plaited section.
Braids, imagine they are the braids, yeah.
So then you would just sit them side by side like so from the opposing end, and you take another cord, probably about, I don't know, this is about 60 centimeters. I can never tell because I just go like this. So then you would just cut the piece and just take that section that you've just cut 60 centimeters and feed one end from underneath and tie everything with an overhand knot, like so, all right? Before you pull that tight though, because you need this knot to be able to slide, just take about 3 of your 0.9 cords and feed them into that loop, because this will create like a spacer. You're going to remove those later on, so I'm going to pull that tight. Sorry if you can't really see.
No?
It'll all become clear once I pull it tight. Okay, so this is the overhand knot. And I'm just going to pull it tight, and then all you would do is create square knots.
Yeah.
Around so
Yeah.
that we can see, and you would just create. Sorry, it's really fiddly like that because it's not really tied down properly. So it's again a square knot from left to right.
Just doing it at a different angle, I suppose, aren't you, really?
Yes, it's exactly the same as the bracelet itself. It's just a square knot around all of the cords that you have. And once you've finished, you would then just pull out the 2 cords that you have made to make the knot slide like so. And that's it.
So it is actually, when you first look at it, you kind of think that connector, the sliding part itself, is part of the original bracelet, but it's not. It's a separate piece.
It's a separate piece, so you have to tie the 2 ends together like so. It's this sort of mechanism. So all you would do is just tie a square.
First time I've ever seen that demonstrated, and I've always wondered how it is actually done. So well done. We're going to have to leave it there. We've got so much to squeeze in, but thank you so much. So beautiful, and believe me, I want to make that bracelet myself. I do, not for me, but I want to make it for Tom because I think he'd love that. Thank you, as always. Now, how about we bring you the Atlantic collection? These are lovely.
I always love the teal.
I do, that's my favourite as well. It's a gorgeous colour, isn't it? But works amazingly with all of these. That bracelet again that you've just made.
Great. I haven't ever seen that colour before.
You've never seen which one?
The blue one.
The blue, the electric blue, isn't it? Gorgeous. Now this is 0.3 in your turquoise. 260 metres of the 0.3, and you heard Nadja just talking about how that with the smaller individual gemstones, these are great for threading those. 70 metres of your lovely emerald green. Then you've got the teal and this gorgeous electric blue. And these are both 0.9, so you're getting 32 metres of each of those. Love this colour combination, it just works lovely. Let's bring that price tag onto your screen. Going to go straight down, under £2 each. This is absolutely astonishing.
Wow.
What a price.
Really is.
Under £2.
I think that's what I paid for one.
I'm thinking that as well.
It was including shipping, but still. Yeah.
I mean, you would as well. For the quality of the Eslon, it's not just macrame. You can use these for pearl knotting, standard beading.
Especially the thinner ones. They're great for pearl knotting and, you know.
Yeah. I mean, how lovely would that turquoise look with the beaver pearls that we had earlier on, just to really encourage those blues out. So stunning. Absolutely love our Eslon. It is easily one of our hottest product here. Even if you've got loads of Eslon already, because you have got, I'm going to say it, I haven't seen that electric blue. I've seen the teal before, and I don't think I've seen that emerald green.
I've worked with that before. We've had
Have
it.
you?
Yeah. I think I might be wrong, but
yeah,
I've
seen greens most definitely, but that's a really like Emerald City green, isn't it? Loads and loads and loads of you there, absolutely fabulous. And again, you've got the thicker gauges too.
This would work well with the emerald we had actually.
Yes,
just looking at it.
They would actually. I'm glad. Great minds think alike there. Yeah, I totally agree. It's going to encourage the energy of the emeralds. Great for knotting in between if you wanted to use that. You could use the entire strand for a very, very high end strand. Less than £2 each. Absolutely incredible. And Nadja was saying, I think I paid that for one with the postage elsewhere. Absolutely incredible. Now we've got so much more to bring you. Don't forget, Tanzanite is coming your way. We've got emerald. In fact, I'm going to take a mosey on over. Thank you as always, Nadja. You're absolutely amazing. And we'll upload all of the pictures, my lovely. Now, am I going this way? I'll go this way. Okay, so... oh, gosh, I know exactly what's coming your way. It's tons and tons and tons of your Zari. This is called Zari Dream. I might be here a while. Look at all of this. It looks like a Viking knit, and there's nothing stopping you encasing gemstones. It does look very similar to a Viking knit because it's kind of got a tubular or a crochet style, but look at this, and a great alternative to maybe working with your wire if those of you who aren't wire workers. I showed you a cheats way earlier on with our Zari. It was a different dimension, different shape, where I just literally encased a cabochon. Let's give it a try right now. I'm going to use one of these. Bear with me a second. So if I just get the copper colour out for a minute, and you've got how many meters on each? 10 meters on each. Cheats way of actually cabochon wrapping or giving that illusion. This is one of my Jaspers. Or giving that illusion that it is actually wire wrapped, but actually it's not. And look how beautiful that is. Let's bring that price tag in. 60 meters in total. Rob says this is a little bit special. He says, I'm wriggling this one out at £6.95. Well, there's a sentence I've never heard before. Have you ever heard that expression before? I'm going to wriggle
Wriggle it out. No,
wriggle
not in
it
that
out
context.
at £6.95. I don't know what to say to that, to be honest.
Maybe you meant to say wangle it or something.
Did you mean wangle? Wangle or wiggle? Either or, Rob says, you know, whatever you want it to be. Oh, okay, cool. Is this while there's still no management in their building? But they are all on their way. So he says, I'm wriggling it out now. I don't know about... Sorry, just... My mind just... Yeah, I don't know. It's making my mind boggle, that. Nadja, don't say you're not thinking it. I can see you smirking over there.
What? Didn't say anything.
£6.95 only, and you do get the 6 different colours as well. The copper, the lovely antique bronze, the gold, the silver, the blue, and also the black as well. And that's just a cheats way. I do that personally, but you can also, I've seen gemstones actually encased in the centre. Looks stunning, looks nice. Macrame as well. You can use these to macrame.
Is that a thick one? I think I've used some over the Christmas period to demo something with.
Yeah, nice to, so again, it'll give you a much bigger scale. Well done. Need to move on because it is time for the launch of this wonderful gemstone strand. Very seldom do I get to bring it to you in the plain rondelles. So if you really love this gemstones triachroism, which if you've not heard of before, I will explain, then this is the best way of seeing it. But tanzanite, of course, as all gemstones, comes in various different grades. This wonderful gem is graded. We don't do that here at Jewellery Maker. The simple reason is we kind of assume, rightly or wrongly, but we're always available for anybody to sort of pick up the phone or send an email or interact with us on social media. The only reason we don't grade it is because we know that you are exceedingly knowledgeable about your gemstones. Basically, the more intense those colours are, the more valuable. But also, let's add to the fact that the secondary hues from the triachrosm that this gemstone can offer is without shadow of a doubt a valuing factor. Just before we go to your star buy, now's the time to be getting your phones ready. Now's the time to be poised and waiting to check out your baskets. I was over in Jaipur recently with the beginning of last year actually, and gosh, that's flown. And I remember looking at a specific tanzanite. It was a one of a kind. It was almost 30 carats in total, and it was most definitely a quad A, which is the best of the best. But you know what? It actually wasn't that violet blue, which was the most prominent feature. I'll tell you more after this. I always start a star buy with what I call housekeeping, where I'll make it fair for absolutely everyone and just say the quantity, tell you how affordable it's going to be. I've got 330, which is a big quantity when it comes to tanzanite, and it's guaranteed at under £20. Now, just to give you an explanation, now our graphics are right. These are plain rondelles. Our prefix, so what you can see on, is it on on the website maybe. Actually, it may say faceted. It's not. It is definitely the plain rondelles that you're getting. Now, what was that gemstone or that tanzanite that I was talking about over in Jaipur? And I'll never forget it. If you go onto my Facebook page, Elena Barker Presenter, you'll have to scroll down somewhat because we are going around about to about... I think it was May last year that I actually went over there, and I was sat next to Steve Bennett, and he was making a purchase for tanzanite, and he was in particularly looking for his one-of-a-kind collection, his Lariques. And there was this one, and I was like, wow, I'd never seen a tanzanite like it, and I've worked with tanzanite for many, many, many years. It was most definitely a quad A, and it had a real intensity of those violet blues. However, that wasn't the most striking thing that you actually noticed. It wasn't, oh gosh, look at the saturation, the colours, just amazing. It was actually the triacrosm, which is exceedingly, exceedingly rare. Excuse me. Now, triacrosm, for those of you that don't know, is basically a gemstone's ability to, and not all gemstones do this, to display secondary colours under differing angles. Now, because tanzanite is an orthorhombic crystal structure, I'm not going to get too scientific, but basically they're quite prismatic, they're quite elongated, they've got longer axes, etc. Under differing angles, you're going to see different colours. So you're going to see the blues, the pinks, often you see burgundies coming through as well. That tanzanite that I was talking about, I've never seen it previously before, was definitely a rich, intense quad A, but it was almost purple. And it was almost purple because of the amount of pinks that were coming through from the triacrosm, which are actually competing with the main body colour. I've never ever seen that previously before. Now, the reason why I'm talking about that is because I'm not saying that this is, you know, like for like quality, obviously. I mean, it wouldn't be, if it was, then it would be, you were looking at a 5-figure price tag. But I'm talking about triacrosm because you've got a real intensity of secondary pinks coming through. So for those of you that don't know tanzanite as well as many of our jewellery makers do, yes, it's most definitely a blue gemstone, but it is also a gemstone which brings you a glow. Can you see those slight secondary tones under differing angles? Can you see a little warmth, a blush within this gorgeous gem? That's why tanzanite is so sought after, but very exciting. The fact that these are plain rondelles rather than faceted, it's almost encouraging out those beautiful, beautiful pinks. So on that basis as well, when they are plain, meaning you can't hide any internal inclusions behind any of those facets, you've got exceedingly high quality also. Brand new, 330 of these are available in the entire world. Coming your way, not just a little bit under £20, for $14.95. Now, I know lots of our jewellery makers might already own tanzanite. We launched it, I think it was a couple of years ago now. Have you noticed it is ever decreasing? The rarity, the opportunities, that is only set to continue. This one locational gemstone, I'm not going to say the obvious. You know that it's going to deplete within our lifetime. You know it's becoming so expensive to mine because the depths that they're mining to now is pushing 4-figure meters, like up to 1,000 meters in total, meaning one of two things is going to happen with tanzanite. And I asked Steve about this a couple of weeks ago. So basically, the gemstone, it might be heavily invested in so that they can continue mining it, because there is definitely tanzanite further down, there is, but it's more expensive to access it the deeper and deeper and deeper you go. Basically, petrol, diesel, etc., all of those mining processes do cost a great deal of money. So yes, that might happen. Or what's the other thing? What's the other thing that might happen? It becomes so financially expensive, basically, that they simply say, no, we wash our hands of it. So it's one or the other, or eventually, yes, it will deplete. It's in one location in the world, and it's a 1 in a million chance that it's going to be found anywhere else. That's the actual odds of it. But the quality that you're seeing with this brand new strand, going back to the triacrosm, the blushes of pinks, the simplicity of the facet, meaning that you can really appreciate all of that internal clarity. And again, that's not diminishing those pinks, pinks, that's not hindering any of those blush tones coming through. You're looking at about 42 pence per carat. Now, I'm not going to do any direct price comparisons, but you can pay well in excess of 4 figures per carat for tanzanite. Currently here at Jewellery Maker, I do mean right here, right now, we can bring it to you at an inconceivable price. Last time that we went to Tanzania, the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro, to source this gemstone, we came away with absolutely nothing. That was back in 2013. We came away with absolutely nothing. Now, there are plans to go back to that location. Hopefully one of your hosts and presenters will be going along as well to do some recordings and videos for you. But like I said, given the fact there's very little in the actual trade itself, we've just been at Tucson, we've just been over in Arizona, so little is actually in the trade, it's almost, well, what's the point? What's the point in going to the actual mine itself? Because we know that we can speak to multiple gem traders and dealers out there and still only purchase a tiny amount. If we go direct to the mine, believe it or not, we're probably going to come away with even less. $14.95 only. Again, loads you getting involved. I can't see all your names, but I don't know why that is, but there were 330 initially. Tons of these have already gone. Well, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if come the end of the day they sell out entirely. They will do at that price tag. It's a nice amount. You've got 35 carats. You've got beautiful quality tanzanite with that definite vanadium blue. And I love the blush pink. So well done to those of you that managed to get hold of that. Do stay tuned though, because coming up in approximately half an hour, I've got first time to my recollection that I've ever brought you emerald of this size, and also in these beautiful plain rounds. Absolutely adore it. It's more of a Colombian-esque colour. Now, they are a little bit more considered, yeah, of course, but you can see the quality there as well. I mean, if there are 2 purchases that you make today, in my eyes, in fact, can I make that 3? It's the bloodstone, it's the emerald, and it's the tanzanite. In my eyes, if there's 3 that you treat yourself to, then it's those 3. Well done to every single one of you. Absolutely incredible having your company. More from the gorgeous Nadja and more amazing deals after this.
Now, in terms of value, gold fluctuates massively. Maybe some would say not as much as the stock market or housing prices, but it does fluctuate quite a lot. In fact, it's come down a little bit over the recent year or two, but the long-term trend tends to be upwards. And the interesting thing about gold, of course, is most gold in the world is used in jewellery. A lot of people think it's used in other things as well, which is true. It's even used to put sunblocks on windows in big office blocks. But most of the world's gold is in jewellery. It's been worn. And the great fact I heard recently was that something like 99% of all the gold ever uncovered is still in jewellery today, which is amazing. It just gets, you can melt it down, you can reuse it, you can melt it down, you can reuse it, and so on and so forth. So the gold in your wedding band or in anything you buy might have been Cleopatra might have been wearing it. Who knows? It might have been recycled 100 times.
Did you know when you book on a Jewellery Maker workshop, you are given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre. Join guest designer Sarah Elvin for the Introduction to Bead Looming DVD. Sarah will guide you through many techniques including adding beads, pattern creations, beading with chips, adding beads to warp thread, as well as how to set up your bead loom. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
This is a Jewellery Maker announcement. Join us for our Vintage Fair weekend. We'll have all of your favourite guest designers creating bespoke jewellery and giving you lots of inspiration to get that vintage style from a bygone era, with classes on vintage combs, 1920s layered pearls and Art Nouveau brooches. You'll be glad you stopped by. The Vintage Fair weekend starts Friday the 19th of February. Now, off for a cuppa. 2 sugars.
You can now book Jewellery Maker workshops online. Just head over to our Jewellery Maker website and click on the workshop link. We have a wide range of workshops from beginner to intermediate, covering a variety of mediums. Once you have found a workshop you'd like to attend, simply click on the Book Now button. Fill in the required fields and then press Continue. This will take you through to the payment page. If you have any questions, you can contact our workshop coordinator Wendy at any time by emailing workshop@jewellerymaker.com. We look forward to seeing you.
Welcome back, everybody. A very good morning to you all. Guess what? I've just seen the lovely Zena. She's back. She's still a little bit lingering, bless her. She's still all a little bit congested, isn't she? Yeah, bless her. But you've got Zena coming on. I'm with you till 2. And then Zena's on after that. Now, we've got, don't forget, that incredible emerald strand at 11:30. Please do make sure you stay tuned for that, because it's just really, I mean, I've brought you emerald countless times before. One of the most valuable gemstones on the planet. One of the most desired gemstones on the planet. But in this shape and in this size, that I haven't done very frequently, so do make sure you stay tuned for that. Now, given the quality of your tanzanite that you've just got hold of, hopefully, given the quality of the emerald that we're bringing you, and certainly those bloodstones that we launched earlier on this morning, which stock permitting will recap, I think you're going to want to be using your high-end findings, your precious findings. Now, we're going to bring the graphics in straight away. It's 45 pieces of solid 925 sterling silver. It's one of my favourite of the finding packs. Because, and it's just one component, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this, it is the chain. See, Rob, you knew I was going to say that. I just think it's really beautiful. Really beautiful, so lovely and romantic. 925 sterling silver. Excuse all the scratches on my hand, I beg your pardon. That is because the Brutus the puppy keeps chewing me. I know. He's got a lot to answer for, that little hound. What would you pay for a solid 925 piece of jewellery like this in most high street jewellers? Certainly, what, maybe £50? I think is a fair estimation for something which has got that fancy link. All of those love hearts embracing one another. Now, we're going to go straight down for all of the findings, including your ball head pins that you've got here, including your jump rings, including your toggle clasp, your shepherd hooks, which you get multiples of, your crimps, your crimp covers, and your toggle clasp, and your lobster claw, £9.95. You're going to see this price tag quite frequently. in this next hour. So if you love your deals, then do stay tuned. On the back of what was certainly one of our biggest clearances events, I think, in history of Jewellery Maker. Listen, we're not about to show or suddenly dramatically increase our price points. That's not what we're about. We're always about incredible savings. Only 22 pence per finding, or component rather. That means this chain, 22p. I always do this, so bear with me, humour me for a minute. 22p. Even I can do this maths. 22p for my lobster claw. Yeah, so that's 44 pence. I need to have a jump ring though, don't I? Because obviously it won't connect. Well, mind you probably don't, but it's a 66 pence. This solid sterling silver bracelet has cost me 66 pence. You know, when you put it like...
What would you sell that for?
What would you sell it for? And how long would it take you to make? I mean, what a perfect giftable piece of jewellery that would be.
Yeah, especially for a little girl, I think, for some reason, like a, you know, special 14, what is the age here when you become a teenage, 13?
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, it's a very special gift, sort of, you know, as a mark of a trust, really. You can give a little girl this becoming
Love
a
that.
girl,
So I
yeah.
think we do that at 16 mostly.
At 16, yeah.
Right, we
okay.
do. I think it's sure. I'm sure at 16 we do that at, or maybe 18 or 21. I don't know. Is 13 particularly relevant?
Well,
in...
because you become a teenager at that
yeah,
age.
yeah.
So.
Well, it's certainly a big celebration birthday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most definitely. Got to leave that there because I've got loads to bring you and squeeze in within this next hour. Moving on to I've never seen it before, Rob. This is amazing. Is this new? When was this launched? Okay, launched in December. This has been squirreled away. Are you kidding me? This is natural. And I know what this is going to because I was drawn to it straight away in the preparation of the show. Okay. Zircon's most popular colour, most sought after colour, most expensive colour is the blue. But it tends to be treated in that colour, which is absolutely fine. It tends to be more often than not. Zircon can be sort of a champagne colour, it can be a cognac colour, it can be colourless, and you can understand why blue zircon is so sought after the world over. Now, I launched a collection of blue zircon on when I was working on the USA channel, and in the history of that channel, they'd never had an entire sellout in a showcase. Every single piece sold out. And I had so many emails, messages from customers all around the world, not just from the USA, who were saying to me, Ellen, I've gone on and had my piece valued and it's X, because I was encouraging everybody to do that. I always call zircon the very beginning of beauty because this gemstone is as old as this very planet. It has been scientifically proven, NASA also have agreed, that this wonderful gemstone is 4.4 billion years old. So its journey began the moment that our Earth began to spin. It's what we call a doubly refractive gemstone, so you'll see an abundance of fire, more fire than you would with any diamond. But incredibly, this is natural colour. It's not been treated to bring you this Celeste blue. So can we just trace our steps a minute, Rob? Because it's not this one. It's this... Not this one here, it's what I've got on my hand right now. So can I just say that if we could trace our steps, Rob, when I was talking about Celeste Heavenly Blue, those of you that were with me, do you remember that conversation I was talking about? Why is it called Celeste Heavenly Blue? Why it's the rarest? One of the rarest colours. One of the rarest colours in Mother Nature. Bear with me a second, because what I was referring to, so the Celeste Heavenly Blue is one of the rarest colours on this entire planet. Now, so that's why it's usually treated that way. When you get blue topaz, which is producing that colour, and forgive me, I was holding the wrong one. Gosh. Can I hold those two next to each other? I want to do that deliberately. In fact, this has got more of the tone. I'll do the blue zircon first. So, when you've actually got that colour, which is natural, which is actually more intense than the Swiss blue, exceedingly rare. 52 carats of your stunning blue zircon. 4 to 6 millimetres. They're double stacked onto this strand as well. I'm glad that I got to show you the Swiss blue next to it, because in actual fact they are often compared wrongly, in my opinion, because this is a natural strand right here. It can sometimes be treated, but in actual fact is only actually showing off the intensity of that saturation and colour and all of the wonderful brilliance that you can acquire from quality zircon like this. Now, wow, $69.95. Going back to what I was saying earlier on, for a natural blue zircon strand like this, every bone in my body tells me that it's always in gold jewellery, and if my memory serves me correctly, it was an exclusive gold showcase. Look at that brilliance. Can you see that surface sparkle? This is the ultimate in paparazzi flashes, the ultimate in fire and scintillation. Yeah, and it is a more considered strand, but what you're getting is an altogether more considered gemstone. Leave that with you. I need to move on in the essence of time. Shall we go straight to that sky blue topaz? Sticking to those wonderful colours. Now, sky blue topaz is often irradiated. Obviously, they are completely and utterly natural, safe rather, amounts of irradiation, so please don't worry about that at all. That irradiation treatment brings you this gorgeous colour, and I was saying earlier on in the show that a Swiss blue topaz commands attention, it commands adoration, because it's a very unique colour, but also topaz loves to have internal brilliance like this. It can be some of the most absolutely eternally flawless gemstones. Would look amazing actually alongside your zircon as well. This is 92 carats and they're individual briolets. Aren't they stunning? I want this strand.
I think briolets especially are such a nice cut.
They are a beautiful cut, aren't they? You know, this weekend coming up, you've got a really big launch of precious metal of your golds. This would be what I would be using with your golds. Maybe a cluster of them. And you wouldn't need that many, but maybe, I'm thinking very high end now, maybe 8 or 10 in a waterfall style pair of earrings.
That would look really nice. Or just a cluster at the front of your neck with your gold.
Yeah, to team alongside any other high-end piece that you might have with it. I'm absolutely in love with it. I'm spellbound just because the clarity that you've got here and that perfect amount of colour. $57.95 for that wonderful Celeste heavenly tone. The ultimate in a sort of brilliant forming gemstone. What I mean by that is topaz does love to have internal clarity, which is why often, have you ever noticed that topaz is used as accenting gemstones instead of diamonds in many cases? The reason for that is that topaz as an accented gemstone can be faceted in a round brilliant cut in smaller sizes. A diamond would have to be a single cut, so loves to show off that amazing sparkle. Well done. I need to move on. I'm joining you on that, stop permitting. Now I need to bring you so much. Oh yes, these mixed price points. So if you're thinking, oh, that's 2 very high-end strands there, totally get it, but we have got price points and budgets for everybody here. These are your cappuccino agates. I love them. They always remind me of sort of a wildlife scene. To me, they're like a giraffe.
Yeah, when I first saw those, I didn't think that they could be natural, but they actually are, because they just got this amazing sort of pattern on them.
Well, the patterns themselves are natural, absolutely, and then yes, they've just been dyed somewhat, which is absolutely fine, so that the actual dye forms along the seams itself. Absolutely beautiful, without shadow of a doubt. Some of our most sought after agate that we've brought you. It's been hugely popular, our cappuccino agate. These are the trapezoids. Sold out the first launch of these. Now we've got them back in stock. They just remind me of like sort of your safaris and your Saharas and your African deserts. You can really see that sort of circle of life, documentary scenes going on within them as well, can't you?
Especially that shape's very ethnic, isn't it?
It is, yeah, I totally agree. $7.95, especially in those sizes, they're individual pendants, aren't they? They're going to really hold maybe a longer line neckline piece, or simply just attach a strand, a clasp to it, because they are knotted beautifully with a kind of S-long cord in between. Now, 250 carats in total, wonderful individual pendants. How many have I got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I've got 10 pendants here, and every single one is unique. So this is a little bit more zebra-like. See that? A little bit more zebra-like. Oh, this one here is definitely like a giraffe, isn't it? I love that. It just for those of you that really are inspired by Mother Nature, gosh, that's like a...
Do you know, it looked nice in
like
between
feathers.
with those agates that we had, the Botswana agate in between.
Oh, yes, it would look amazing with the Botswana agate, because it's only going to enhance and encourage all of those lovely natural neutral tones. Well done, everybody. Stay where you are. And again, with your boho chic being bang on trend, this is going to work wonderfully with that as well. Well done. Moving on, because... Ooh, now we've got pieces of jewellery made from lovely Fiona. I'm going to pop that there and show off Fiona's pieces first. Fiona's been busy. She's made us a few pieces of jewellery, actually. An entire suite. An entire suite made by Fiona. Very wearable and also very age appropriate, meaning it'll suit all ages. 14mm rounds and your 8mm rounds. You have got your red magnesite, which is the 8mm. Actually, it's more like a raspberry sort of pinkish red. And then you've got the blue quartzite, which is 480 carats, and they're the 14mm rounds. Look how simple that design is, yet so effective. I mean, that's something we've been wearing, I think, for decades, haven't we? And with quartzite, your gemstone, because it is quite rough, a rough crystal, really holds on to those wonderful colours. You can really invest because it is so affordable. I mean, right now, £9.90 is where we should be, not even where we are stopping. Create some really big carat pieces, stretchy bracelets as well, great for all ages and very, very wearable. For the 2 strands, and I'll show you them here, just £5.95. I mean, how often do you get strands with us at £3? I mean, it just simply doesn't happen. These actually look like the blue quartzite, look quite similar to your lapis lazuli, because they've got quite a nice intense Arabian blue, and the actual red magnesite to me is a little bit more pinkish. That's more of a hot pink to me. Either or look amazing against one another.
I think very disco together, I think.
Very disco.
Disco, yeah.
I love that. Yeah. All of a sudden I could picture us then in our roller skates.
Gosh, the last time I tried roller skates.
Yeah, I wasn't very good on those. I wasn't very good on those. I used to love them, yeah, but I always used to cause myself an injury. Did you? £5.95 only. Just restrand these. Great way of creating simple designs, but really big statement designs. Now, combined carat weight of 650. I know it doesn't say that on your graphics because obviously there's only so much that we can fit in, but 650 carats. Well done. I need to move on. Thank you to the lovely... Oh, sorry. This was made by Sue. Sue, I'm so sorry. Sue, you can tell me off in a bit. Tell me off in a bit. Now, should we stick to some bundles? Oh, you don't see sunstone in these, in the rough nuggets. I always say faceted by nature. Oh, wait. Now, sunstone is a phenomenal gemstone, so you see tiny flashes of adolescence, which is, in this case, quite a golden colour. So your moonstone, you get more of a silvery tone. With your sunstone, it's more about the golds. Look at these. Can you see that flash right there? Oh, it's like hot coals. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's a good description.
It's like yeah, it's really been burning hot coals which are flashing in an open fire. These are amazing. 85 carats in total. Bring the price straight in. You are getting both. Wow, super affordable. Tactile jewellery as well. Look at those lovely dustings of gold, almost like gold leaf within the gemstone. £6.95 only. Super affordability. Again, are Are we bringing clearance prices right now? Because it certainly looks like it to me. I mean, these are not small individual gemstones. They are big, substantial gemstones, which go right the way up to, and that means, have we got the measurements? Right the way up to, well, it's 175 carats in total across the two of the strands. Flashes of pinks and purples and turquoise tones from the gemstones' phenomenal ability. And I'm looking, I reckon they go right the way up to 10mm in their size, if not higher. It doesn't give us a definite measurement because they are, sorry, what was that? Up by 12 by 4? Up to 12 by 4 rather. Yeah, because they're quite organic shapes, they're quite difficult to measure, but you can see how substantial each and every single one of these are.
Yeah, and I like the rough sort of look of gemstones because it really says natural and, and you know, it's a real gemstone.
And in my eyes, they actually encourage sometimes the actual beauty out of the gem because, like, for example, just look at this one. I'm singling one of the smallest out right now. I'm at the end of the strand. But look. Can you see that? Look. Oh! Do you see what I mean? It actually encourages out the phenomena of the gemstone. I need to move on. Well done. Stay where you are. Oh, I love these. It's the shape of them, I think, which is so beautifully high end. They're a cross between a marquise and a rice shape. So you've got that real elongation. Because of that elongation, because of those dramatic angles, if you can imagine the top and the bottom, it's actually a very wasteful cut. That's why you rarely see it in a ruby as a gemstone. Now, however, she says, here is a ruby strand of totally natural, with that lovely marquise shape, those dramatic angles, still very, 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 very wasteful, and it's coming away at a JM price. Wow. I mean, I'd comfortably pay that for just one of those gemstones. Comfortably. Because it's natural, because it's definitely got that real intensity of red coming through. They're not so dark that they're bordering on black. They've got that beautiful, intense ruby red, which again, different colours come from different locations around the world, and it's not the country of origin which determines the value. It is, you know, how obvious is that gemstone, what it actually says it is, how obvious is that main body colour, and my goodness, you've certainly got it here. But going back to that gorgeous shape, it's so exceedingly wasteful because the natural dimensions and angles mean that the tendency is that the gemstone could actually sort of split or shatter in some way, shape or form. Well done. I need to move on in the essence of time because I want to bring you as many as I can. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, these are fun. Yeah, I like these. Oh, they remind me of, I actually bought the other day, all I do is talk about food. Have you noticed that? I just talk about food all the time. I bought the other day some mixed sherbet sweets.
Ooh, the ones that fizzle on your tongue.
They kind of remind me of that.
Or jawbreakers.
They're really cool bracelets, aren't they? And I love the fact that you've got the more pastel colours here. Oh, then you've got the hot pinks here, peachy tones. These are really good fun.
I don't know if you get those little chewing gums anymore that we used to get as kids, but they look like that.
Like gobstoppers.
Yes, that's right.
Which, can anyone actually eat those? Yeah, I know what you mean, where you had all the different colours across them. They're really good fun. I'm thinking half terms, these would be great for the kids. Great for a school party or something like that, or maybe for a birthday party if you want to keep them entertained. 3 strands, 10mm plain rounds at $8.95. Sit perfect. To me, they're screaming stretchy bracelets, aren't they?
They do. I think for a beach party, it would be so fun to wear, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it really would. And I always refer to it just because it's something that I'm definitely going to be getting involved in. Is, you know, I'd like to be able to give back to charity and whatever the charity that might be, but just taken the time to make a few stretchy bracelets. I mean, minimal outlay right now, and you're going to easily, double the price tag? Probably. I'm being very conservative there. A simple stretchy bracelet with genuine gemstones like this should certainly come in for £5, shouldn't it?
Absolutely.
I keep referring to it because I know my mum, and I must ask her actually, I'm seeing her in a few weekends, but next time I speak to her, I must ask her, when's your next fair? When's your next little stall in our local, or her local hospital? Because she does it for a certain charity, and like I said, it's relatively no time that I've invested, relatively little cost, and yet I know she's going to probably quadruple her money.
Absolutely.
Well, not her money, for the charity itself. So I think, you know, if the more of us are actually doing that, it's genuine gemstone jewellery, fabulous. And those are the kind of colours that would be great for this coming season. Well done, stay where you are. Oh, this is really pretty. The best way of describing this is pretty. It's a word that just sums it up. Totally natural beryl. Beryl is a gemstone family, so it comes in various different forms. You can have your emeralds, you can have your aquamarine, you can have your goshenite, your morganite, your heliodors. Clarity like this doesn't come along every single day. This is perfect for adding that wonderful sparkle, very high end. And Rob, my producer, has just said, Elle, believe it or not, it's not that expensive. Really? I mean, you've got golden beryl in here. You've got perfect, look at the aquamarine there in the centre. Wonderful sky blues. You've got pure beryl, pure colourless beryl in this strand, which you don't see every single day. You don't see goshenite. You don't see heliodor either. And you certainly don't at this price point. Wow, this is amazing.
Certainly make a really, really nice bracelet, dainty bracelet with those.
Just, yeah.
Silver or even rose gold, I think would look nice with those.
I'm going to say this with your golds that's coming up as well
Yes.
in the next weekend. How amazing would this be? You've got pure, absolutely amazing colourless beryl here. Beautiful heliodor. Gosh, as I was saying, all of those varieties. And then look at your aquamarine just here. Gorgeous blue. So stunning is this strand, and it's a long strand as well, 32 centimetres in total of your 2 by 1 to 3 by 1 millimetre. Great for accenting your emeralds actually, which we've got coming up. Now it is time. It is in fact the perfect marriage and introduction into this opportunity, because if you got this strand and just took a perfect 360 halo surrounding one of those perfect emeralds, my goodness, you've got a high-end piece of jewellery. Now, a rare treat that I can bring you, this wonderful size and this gorgeous shape. Emeralds, yeah, I know that you've been lucky enough to indulge in here at Jewellery Makers for many months, probably years now, in actual fact. However, opportunities like this, of this quality, just delicious. Okay, not very often do I sort of start any opportunity talking about price. I don't like to be honest. It's not something I like to speak about, because I think we already know, and I think our Jewellery Maker family already know, that you do get amazing deals. However, on this one occasion, if I may, just indicate that yes, this is going to be a more considered strand. However, there is a big difference between one emerald and another emerald. My former boss, the CEO of TGC, will be the first one who would have said to you, and you've probably heard him say it actually on air if you did watch what was then our sister channels. He said, I can buy an emerald for £1 and I can buy an emerald for £1 million. It is one of the most, probably the most complex of gemstones to actually purchase. And the reason for that is because there are so many different variations, and it's a bit of a brain teaser. Now, for those of you that want high quality, now's the time to dial. And because I truly think this is some of the best emerald that you've ever seen. In fact, probably the best that I've ever brought you here at Jewellery Maker. Ironically, myself and Tom, gosh, feels weird to say this now, fiance, and I were actually talking, we're looking about emeralds and making some purchases of emeralds, just basically because we were planning for the future, and I think this is a gemstone to do it. It's only my personal opinion. And I was showing Tom the different types and the different countries of origin, and I was saying, well, look at this one and look at this one, and you could see that he was definitely getting it, because Tom is clever with gemstones as well, but you can understand why some people would go, okay, well, explain that to me again. Now, collectors, connoisseurs, I'm going to say right now, already checking out, I'm not surprised, these are natural, and it is absolutely astounding to find that. Now, firstly, for those that don't know, what makes an emerald so sought after, or not, as the case might be? It is what we call a type 3 gemstone, so meaning it is expected to have internal characteristics or inclusions. I don't like to say inclusions because some people think that's a negative, but actually it can actually be a positive, and it can actually enhance the value of the gemstone as well. So it's a type 3 gemstone, so you don't expect brilliance, clarity like you would with a diamond or like with the beryl strand that you saw just there. What is the #1 valuing factor of emerald? Not country of origin, it's not the fact that it's Colombian or it's Brazilian or it's from it's Iberian or it's Zambian. It's actually all down to that colour. However, different locations bring you different colours, and that's all down to personal preference. The reason why I was saying that this is more of a Colombian colour is because Colombian emerald is famed and celebrated for its energy, but it is a slightly paler green in actual fact if you compared it to a Zambian emerald, and there was literally they were worlds apart when I actually showed it to Tom. It's not the inclusions, it's the energy, it's the vivacity, it's you know, how bold this gemstone is that makes the real value, that makes the big dollar, if you like. And this particular example is doing exactly that. Now, yes, this is more considered. Yes, this is not coming your way, you know, at a throwaway amount of money. Of course it's not. However, for what you are getting, I truly, truly, truly believe that you are getting one of the most inconceivable, amazing deals. Even if you got this and you did nothing to it and you sold it on, I'm pretty certain that you'd do well from it, just like so. It's the gemstone that myself and my partner are looking to buy with the future in mind. Let's just put it that way. And it's the colour, which is everything that we are looking for. Brand new Premier Star Buy opportunity at $59.95. It was meant to be closing considerably higher than that. Totally and utterly natural Brazilian emerald. Christine, you've got yours. Joe, you've got yours. Hello to you, Persis in Hertfordshire. Angela in Surrey, you're with me, but you've not checked out as of yet. I can see telephone bidders on those phone lines. It's this energy of colour that I'm talking about. It's the boldness, the vivacity, the saturation, which is not dyed in any way, shape or form. The fact that these are all 7 up to 8 millimeter plain rounds, which I've not brought you either in plain rounds. Yeah, I've brought you rough nuggets or even rondelles in the past, but to have plain rounds like this, just absolutely incredible. We cannot go a single penny lower than this. We're already way, way, way lower than our target price. This is an incredible deal. Shall I count them for you as well? Because I'm thinking a lot of you will be on the same mentality as myself, thinking, right, solitaires. They have to be solitaires. I don't know if JM have got any plan to actually commission a gold wire. It would be amazing if they did. So you could create emerald and gold wire solitaires. Wouldn't that be amazing? They certainly command that kind of luxury. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26 individual solitaires. So you're looking at approximately £2.30 per emerald. Go back to what Steve Bennett actually said to us, and he said, I think on some recordings and some videos that we've aired previously in the past, I can buy an emerald for £1. I can buy an emerald for £1 million. It is one of the most valuable and expensive gemstones on this entire planet. Already telephone bid is well done. Get this home, use that 30-day money back guarantee. It is a slightly smaller quantity, but given the fact that you've got this quality, we'll never be able to negotiate massive amounts of them. And yes, you notice it has got internal inclusions. I'm not even bothered by that. I'm not even slightly deterred by that. In fact, they call it le jardin. You could probably pronounce that better than me then. Couldn't you, Nadja?
Le jardin.
Le jardin. So, which means what in
garden?
The garden, exactly. Yeah. The characteristics, the beauty of the gemstone. It is actually, in many cases, an ultimate valuing factor. Well done to tons of you on those phone lines. I'm so delighted. And get these home. Use that 30 days. Justify your purchase. Do all your research. Get in touch with me as well if you wish. If you've got any questions about what you're actually just receiving here. The fact that these are natural and not Fisher filled, which is 9 times out of 10 what emeralds actually undergo, either to encourage the colour out of the gemstone, to enhance that colour, but these needed none of that. Well done, you've done it. Stay where you are. Absolutely amazing. I was really excited about that launch. I mean, I've never seen rounds, I've never seen that size.
I was amazed by the colour when I first saw it. I didn't really know what they were as well.
Well, because we don't expect to see emeralds of that size here, do we?
Absolutely not. No, not in that shape. I don't think I've ever seen rounds.
No, it's always been sort of nuggets or sort of very tiny rondelles. Now, moving on, because we've got lots more to bring you, including, I think these are really good fun. Really good fun. Beautiful, but yet also with a little bit of playfulness behind them. I can almost imagine Sammy, guest designer, wearing a dress like them. Oh. Or Fleur as well. It's lovely polka dots with crystal clear clarity in your quartz. They are 8mm plain rounds, and you've got that lovely frosting.
Oh, I've got those.
Have you got these?
Yeah,
they're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah. Similar ones, yeah. I really like the sort of window that you get to see the clear bits inside, or bits really the clearness.
I'm wondering, because they kind of remind me of Minnie Mouse.
Oh yes, do, don't they?
Is that silly for me to say that? But they do. I'm just wondering if there's any way that you could actually get your black and your red in there. Maybe with the black and red Eslan cord through the centre?
Yes, you could. That's actually what I like about clear stones, because you can see the colour through them.
Yeah, coming through with your cords.
Nice, yeah. Just knot them, yeah.
Leave it as they are. I think that'd be really lovely. £7.95 now. We've got loads to bring you, so I do have to work quite quickly throughout the course of the hour. I'm not going anywhere, don't forget. We've got more deals, we've got more opportunities, we've got recaps to bring you. We launched Bloodstone earlier on today, which stock permitting will be recapping also. I love that texture. So if you are a tactile person as well, you like the feel of gemstones, then you'll adore these, because they've got that high shine of the facets, and also that really lovely, it's kind of like a sandblast, I suppose, to the exterior of the actual, I want to say velvet details of those gemstones. Well done, well done. Moving on. What did you say? Oh, no, I haven't seen this in ages. When we launched watermelon quartz, hugely popular. Has it all sold out? Because I've not seen it in ages. Oh, new purchase, new bundle. New parcel. You can see why it's watermelon quartz, can't you? Or solar quartz as well. A solar quartz kind of looks like, the best way I can describe it is a geode itself. You can actually see it forming from the inside outwards. Lovely veining and webbing and cracks and crevices, which again will really hold on to those two colours. In this case it is a lovely steely or teal blue green with pink. Going to go straight down, because again we've got loads to bring you. First come, first serve. £11.95. Going right the way up to 23 by 17 millimetres. So again, they're individual pendants, aren't they? Like so. Don't really need anything doing to them. Just keep them very, very simple. Perfect for the spring and summer months as well. Again, I always say, Nadja, and I'm sure you agree, but with gemstones like this and jewellery like this, when it's got colour, the person, to me, always seems, I think, oh, you've got to be a lot of fun.
They'll be happier, yes, yeah, and especially the bright colours like that as well.
Yeah, it says a lot about the wearer, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it does, because if you're wearing dull colour, you always think, oh, So
dull person.
Dull person. I didn't want to say that.
No, I know what you mean. There's an energy behind it, and you think that the actual personality is actually coming out. Yeah, I am joking, obviously. Shall I hold this out for you so you can actually see the full length of the actual strand itself? They're all obscure shapes. Now they're called nuggets, but they have actually got... They are definitely faceted, obviously. So great for individual cocktail rings, perfect for races. I know that we've got Cheltenham races coming up in March, haven't we? Our lovely Emma is arranging a little staff day out. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with you all though, because you'll all be drinking, won't you? And there'll be me being the mother of the... I don't know if I'll keep up with them. I'll try, I will try. $11.95 only for these, for 195 carats. Yeah, they'd be perfect for day at the races. And again, would be great in fascinators. If you've tuned in and seen the lovely Linda Bromwell and her fascinator inspiration, got me hooked without doubt. Moving on to... Totally Natural. One of the most pleochroic gemstones on the planet. It's a different kind of blue. So if you think about your blue gemstones, where you've got your sapphires, you've got your tanzanites, you've got your kyanites. Iolite is so distinctive because it's more of a denim colour. Do you know what I mean? It's more of a navy blue in your plain rounds, and they're 8mm and totally and utterly natural, not enhanced in any way, shape or form. So tanzanite is a gemstone which generally is treated, actually heat treated. It comes out of the ground quite a brown colour, and then the heat actually turns it into that wonderful blue. Iolite needs none of that, and we should be at $12.95. We did say it was going to be all budgets, all different affordabilities, and certainly lots of gemstones here which I've not brought you in a long time. $9.95. Again, 8mm plain round, this on a simple stretchy bracelet like our lovely Fleur wears on a daily basis with her jade and clear quartz. This with a couple of jump rings in between would look absolutely amazing.
No, it's very simple.
Simple yet classy.
Silver beads in between that we've got look great, I think.
Yeah. Or like I said, the weekend, your gold.
Also look great.
It would look amazing with that, wouldn't it? And yet so sophisticated and classy, yet very, very simple. Iolite is a gemstone, again, usually does actually have individual characteristics like this. And by the way, embrace those. It's part of the gemstone's makeup. It's part of the gemstone's personality. I never think it's a negative if a gemstone has actually got an internal inclusion. It's that gemstone. You either fall in love with it or you don't. Norma, Maureen, Cheryl, hello to you. North Yorkshire, Deborah, Jane, you're with me as well. Maybe this alongside the emerald that you got earlier on. Many of you choosing 2 multi-buy with the blue lace agate. These look incredible as well. They're looking amazing with that. Enhance out that wonderful bluish tone, but very distinctive. And potentially, who knows, the next big blue. There's nothing quite like it. I mean, you think about the blue gemstones, and it still is the most sought after colour of your genuine gemstones, particularly now with our Duchess of Cambridge wearing, of course, the very infamous engagement ring. But sapphires, many locations of sapphires are depleting. Tanzanite we know is depleting. Kyanite, very, very, very scarce. And there's iolite. So I actually think it's going to be iolite or your kyanite, one of the two, which are going to be the next big blue. Well done, well done. Moving on. Ooh. Can't miss these, can I? Oh, these are so perfect for spring.
Oh, like cut grass.
I thought that as well.
Yeah.
It is like, I thought those, and I was thinking, well, do I say that? Because I don't know if that's going to sound really appealing, but it is, isn't it?
Cut grass, the smell of it and everything.
I can't wait to get out and do my garden. It's driving me nuts. But at the moment, it's just too wet, isn't it? It is a mission. These are incredible, because I can just imagine... Oh yeah, so I don't suffer with hay fever. I'm sure those of you that do. I say touch wood. With a few daffodils sprouting upwards. This is perfect for spring. Anybody going to a spring wedding? How amazing would these be? Oh look, and you've got your rainbow coating as well. Can you see that? Can you see that rainbow coating? across the surface of them as well. So they really bring you that spectrum of colour. I love these.
Yeah, just like that as well. Just restrand
Yeah.
it.
Maybe a few citrines dotted in between.
Yeah, look fantastic. And very different as well, isn't it?
Real statement, which is going to get noticed, isn't it? I mean, if you imagine yourself wearing maybe a yellow dress and this neckline piece, you look like the happiest person in the world, don't you? You do, because they're very uplifting colours. Whenever I look at a daffodil, I'm going to sound a little bit crazy right now, but I'm going to say it anyway, I don't care. When you look at a daffodil, do you always think, oh, look how happy they are.
The daffodils.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Clearly it's just me. You don't have to humour me, Nadja. You don't have to. It's fine, because the boys are already laughing at me right now going, what? But look, they've got like the big smiley faces. They're like,
I just love looking at daffodils in general.
yeah, well, it's the season of rebirth. Someone text in, someone humour me. Is it just me that looks at daffodils and it's not because I grew up in Wales. I still genuinely think that they are really cheerful. They're really cheerful and they've got big smiley faces.
Yeah, I must say it's my favourite sort of flower in spring when they come out together with the snowdrops.
Yeah. Maybe, you can see Rob's trying to move me on right now, because it is like, maybe it is that, Ryan, because at the rugby, and if you go to the stadium in Cardiff, there's always the Welsh with the big daffodil faces.
Oh yeah, I've seen those the other day. I was wondering what that was about.
Love it, love it, love it. Moving on to... Speaking of daffodils, actually, I didn't plan that at all. I didn't know that this was called daffodils. Oh, look, see. Now, Rob, you were trying to move me on, and I should have stuck on that conversation, shouldn't I? They are cheerful. Has anybody texted in to say I agree? It's a Welsh thing. People buy daffodils to cheer people up. See? Some people are saying it's my pregnancy brain. Probably. Miss Janet is totally with me. Miss Janet is saying they're happy and they're always chatting away. They are, see? They absolutely are. Apart from when it's a little bit windy and they're like that then. Because, oh no, they've got the tiniest little stems. Oh, and these, all right, sorry, Rob. Sorry, it's telling me off now. No, gorgeous colours of your Zari rope. Now, because we're talking about daffodils and we're almost in spring, and they are definitely selling, they're in the shops right now, $3.95. They're also really inexpensive, aren't they, as a flower? So you don't have to, you haven't got to remortgage your house to buy a bunch of flowers with daffodils. And just a handful of them. Please don't pick them, though. They're only a couple of quid at best in the supermarket, aren't they? Leave them where they are otherwise. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful flowers. And inexpensive, and they're really cheerful colours like this. Again, back to your Zari rope. I'll stop talking about flowers right now. It is that lovely green and yellow. $3.95 is an incredible deal for 25 metres, which is just going to go on and on and on and on and on. I love the fact that you have got that iridescence, going back to what we were saying when we launched a different colour. I don't know if this is one of the new launches that we actually had, but it's got that beautiful iridescence of pinks and even a flash of blue within the green itself, and a lovely buttercup lemon yellow. Stay where you are on those phone lines. You have done it. Congratulations to each and every single one of you. Again, you can macrame with this, Nadja, can't you? There's nothing stopping you. It's just a slightly thicker size.
I can just imagine some really big wall hangings made with that. The colours are so cheerful again and happy.
I love that idea, a wall hanging.
Yeah, it would look great with that. And I mean, you would build up so quickly with that size as well.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Because if you did that with Eslon, you'd be there for years, probably, a wall hanging.
Time, yeah.
But this, yeah, absolutely amazing idea. Moving on to... oh, I got it. Speaking of wonderful yellows... Ruby, emerald and sapphire, and yes, sapphire does come in incredible colours like this. The red is obviously your ruby, the green is obviously your emerald, and your sapphire you've got from your cashmeres to your salon blues to your amazing buttercup yellows. Now, many gemologists will agree, the more primary those colours are, the more valuable they are. Are you kidding me, Rob? This is natural. Do we know the country of origin of this? Bear with me, everybody, because I'm just asking that question just because it's an assumption. When you see primary colours of sapphire, it's an assumption that it's treated and enhanced that way. No, I'm actually thinking that this is Songhean. Is it Songhean? Just because I've never seen that much yellow colour coming from any other location on this planet without treatment. Wow. We can't say exactly, but if it is Songhean, then that's a depleted location. I don't know for certain. These are all absolutely natural. Natural ruby, natural emerald, natural sapphire. This is an amazing quality strand. I would have thought that was heated, treated, yeah, absolutely, fissure filled maybe. But apparently, all Mother Nature's incredible doing. We should be £23.95. I've got 61 available this morning. Grab it whilst you can. Going to go straight down, lowest possible price. We're stepping back now, really, into our clearance, aren't we? Kind of, feels like it. Don't miss out, lowest ever price point, £14.95 for natural ruby, emerald and sapphire. You know, the reality is that with the primaries of the ruby, amazing. The quality of the emeralds, you know I'm an emerald girl, absolutely incredible. But I'd pay for it for these 3, 6, 9, 12 yellow sapphires, £14.95. The quality of those is just amazing. Again, please do check out. You've got 32 carats here. Would you keep all of those colours together or would you separate them out? One of the most symbolic designs that many different jewellery houses actually commission are actually with this three combination, the ruby, emerald and sapphire combination. I personally would be going, right, okay, my ruby, emerald and sapphire, the blue sapphire keep together, and then I'd keep the yellow sapphire for something for myself, just because it is so rare that you get such a buttercup yellow. I mean, sometimes it can be a little bit more lemony, which is still beautiful, still really sought after. I mean, this has not been encouraged to have that primary yellow. It's all Mother Nature's doing. Hello to you, Catherine, Mary, Sue, Frida, Bridget, Yorkshire. Hello to you. We've got text messages coming in saying, Elle, it's that daffodil yellow again. It is. Hannah Osborne, guest designer, saying, yes, yellow is a friendly, inviting colour, and daffodils signal the coming of spring, new life and warmer weather. Of course they're smiling. Thanks, Hannah. See, I like the fact that you're humouring me as well. The boys in the studio like that. What are you on about? Is Hannah here as well? See, I reckon Hannah and I, if we went to the rugby, we'd wear those big daffodils. Even if we weren't, well, it doesn't matter what team we were supporting, really. We'd wear the daffodils anyway, wouldn't we? And do that. Well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines. Okay. Box number. Ooh, right. Little matrix box. Oh. Now, it is for macrame, but similarly you can use it for lots of jewellery types, mediums. This is your yellow gold, copper. Now, this is part of our new order. You get 20 pieces, and you can see just how much you get within, including the 2 toggles. There's the 2 toggles. Your jump rings, which are saw cut. You've got the length of chain, which is just here. I'm trying to see the length of that chain. 30 centimetres, so that equates to about 12 inches. You've got your S-hooks and your extenders, which are beautifully textured as well across the top there. All 4 of those, different sizes, different dimensions. And Nadja did actually demonstrate that within that gents jewellery designer inspiration, if you wanted to, you could just simply use those clasps, those ribbon ends to secure it. My goodness, £5.95, I was not expecting that. That's 20 individual clasps and connectors that you've got here with your length of chain. very affordable, and it's all gold plated. So precious metal on your beautiful copper. Now, we have got the Wall of Fame coming up in the next hour, so please do stay tuned. Grab these whilst you can. But Nadja, it's not just macrame. I know this is a macrame kit, but you can use these for so much, can't you?
I use them all the time for bracelets, attach the monofilament to it that we have. And really are really useful for any type of craft you make.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so quick as well. I love the clasp ones especially.
And really secure, because they have got real grip behind them, those, and we're talking about the actual, what we call ribbon ends basically, but they'll attach to any different threading material.
I love the ribbon ends,
Well done, $5.95 only. Now we are running out of time. I have to say goodbye to our Freeview viewers. Do tune in with us online if you can, all the W's at JewelleryMaker.com. We've got so much more deals to bring you. I'm not going anywhere though, because I'm going to be with you for the next couple of hours. And also, you've got the lovely Zena coming up, who's back in the studios. We have missed her. She's been a little bit under the weather, but she's back with us now. Nadja, you with me for the next hour?
Yes,
absolutely fantastic. So we'll have lots more fun with the lovely Nadja. I hope you're well. How many of you now are looking at daffodils right now, thinking I'm going to buy a bunch of those? I am. And their little cheerful smiley faces. Well, we've all got cheerful smiley faces here as well, because it's all about the deals. Don't go anywhere. Back after this.